Arizona up to the top spot in the new USA Today men's basketball coaches poll. Sun Devil football has hired former UNLV head coach Marcus Arroyo to be their new offensive coordinator. The Cardinals overcame two separate weather delays and a hostile Pittsburgh crowd to come away with a win over the Steelers. James Conner rushed for over 100 yards and a pair of scores. The Cards are on a bye this week, and the Suns are off. They'll play the Lakers tomorrow in the in-season tournament quarterfinals. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For your Monday, look for mostly sunny skies, temperatures in the low 70s. And then for tonight, we'll start to see those clouds move in. We'll call for a partly cloudy night with those temperatures dipping down into the low 50s. For the Fox 10 weather expert, Simon.
And I got a lock.
This report is sponsored by Ritz, a taste of welcome.
Whether it's an ugly sweater party, office gift exchange, or holiday dinner at Nana's, Ritz Crackers is always there, bringing friends and family together to celebrate. So grab a box or two of Ritz Crackers for your next holiday gathering and make this season one to remember with Ritz, a taste of welcome.
Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing. And is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. On Fox Sports 910.
Now Keller, Dursey. To the front, they scored! It's Nick Schmaltz! Picks up the junk on the power play, and it's 2-0. Michael Kesselring drops it. Michelli scores! Matias Michelli! They score early, and they score late. 3 Cobb Coyotes. Zucker will spin it in behind the net. Valimaki trying to lock it up. Carcone is there again. Carcone to the front. They score! Carcone just throws it in front.
After the goal line stand, Murray, end zone. That is caught, and that is a touchdown. McBride gets it. With Fitzpatrick and Casey on him. 3rd and 1, multiple tight ends. Connor sledgehammering in for the touchdown. Connor in the big return to the state of Pennsylvania where he was growing up.
Well, what a heck of a weekend in sports here locally as the Cards weathered the storm there in Pittsburgh and upset the Steelers. You heard the Coyotes, which are on an unbelievably hot streak. They'll host the Caps tonight. The local bowl games have been set. Suns are getting ready for the big in-season tournament game tomorrow with the Lakers. And we are, of course, here at the CAZ Sportsbook and Casino Arizona for tonight's Monday night affair. Bengals and Jaguars. A little cat fight going tonight.
No Joe
dudes.
Burrow.
A little Browning versus you'll get what's going to go happen there in Jacksonville. Doug Peterson-led team. Travis Lawrence, quarterback, who's finally coming around. You should see, by the way, the National Football League, we would think Jacksonville should win that game, right? You would think.
Trevor Lawrence would have a big night.
But how the hell the Pittsburgh Steelers lost to the Arizona Cardinals, and we'll get into this. You got Cincinnati, it's desperate. It's all about coaching right now, coaching Jake Browning up, see if some of their stars can make some big plays. But it should be, I would say it should be a good game out here at the CAZ Sports Bars. Jackson Al hold down the fort with
Jackpot's got to be close to $3,000. I would assume
over,
be real close to $3,000.
It's getting there.
So that'd be fun.
Climbing.
And that's during the kickoff challenge, which is free to be here. Just come on out here at the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona, and sign up for our contest. We do squares, we do props, and we do the kickoff challenge for the progressive jackpot. So it's a lot of fun. Encourage you to come down and enjoy some great food and some Manuch.
Some great MC action.
You get some Manuch.
That's right. We can
liven it up. I don't even know where to start today. Because you could go with the Cardinals, right?
Yeah.
And their big win there. But we know what this Cardinal team's all about. They're going to finish 4 or 5 wins and, we'll have a high draft pick. You got the Suns. and what's going on with them and health and everything and their big tournament tomorrow. Yotes, of course. I mean, come on. They have gone crazy in the last 4-5 games as they are off to a winning streak right now. It's a quarter of the NHL season. Connor Ingram is playing on his head, 12-9-2. I mean, for them to defeat the last 4 Stanley Cup winners over that 4-game stretch is amazing. And then you got the Caps tonight, which won in 2018. So that's a great story. Okay, so we got that. You got ASU has a new offensive coordinator. All right, we got that. What else do we have? Basketball, ASU basketball. Yeah, nice win over San Francisco.
Right.
The Dons, the number 1 team down in Tucson, taking care of Colgate. They're number 1 team, that being Arizona Wildcats. Some really good things. And then the bowl, the Fiesta Bowl, and the Guaranteed Rate Bowl announced who they're going to have in their game.
Breathe, grasshopper.
Yeah, you're not.
And I got to tell you, I have to be careful.
Okay.
I have spent the last 25, 26, 27 years as a Yellow Jacket raising a lot of money for our community through the Fiesta Bowl. And I've been a real big part of the Fiesta Bowl in a lot of different ways. But I got to tell you, I cannot remember a year where my phone just went off all day yesterday with people blaming me for selecting the Oregon Ducks and the Liberty Flames for the 53rd annual Fiesta Bowl. And I didn't have anything really to come back and say, oh, yeah, it's because of this or because of that. I said, I'm scratching my head too.
Sure.
And it's 11 o'clock game, New Year's Day, ESPN, the State Farm Stadium.
Bo Nix says he's going to play for the Ducks.
There you go.
There you go.
We'll see about that.
Okay.
That could change.
Yeah.
We got a month.
That's true.
So, if Bo Nix doesn't play, which it's hard to bet bowl games, first of all, right now, because you don't know who's going to sit
There's pretty
out.
solid backup behind him, Ty Thompson. Young man had a
He's not Bo Nix.
I get it. I understand. But
I
not as
understand
if
he's
you
your
gotta-
guy,
yeah.
and just because Brock went off yesterday.
Yeah, really.
Let it get to your head. We'll get to that later.
No. I'll tell you why Ty is a
This
good
isn't about Ty
player.
right now. We're
No.
talking about the Fiesta Bowl.
Okay.
And the Ducks and the Flames. I want to hear from you guys. I'm going to ask this question.
Okay.
By this matchup, taking an 8 versus 23, taking a Liberty Flames team, which I believe had the 116th easiest schedule in all college football, 133 teams. Just looking at the Fiesta Bowl, does this make you say, wow, they're a lower tier bowl now?
Well, I was shocked. Oregon, I think, is a great pick, but Liberty, I'm sorry, guys. I'm like, would you say Jimmy was 35-35 at halftime against New Mexico State?
Yes.
I mean, you hope. You always hope for a competitive game, right? You really do, whether Bo Nix plays or not, but you really do. But I'm like, I just felt, me personally, growing up here, day one of the Fiesta Bowl, with Rocky being a part of it for so many years, I don't know. That doesn't have the juice. It's my opinion. It just doesn't have the juice for me. Growing up in Tempe, Arizona, and being and I'm very prideful, love the Fiesta Bowl, but that one there is like,
it's a head scratcher.
Yeah, I'm like, oh,
and I'm like kind of going down my Rolodex saying, okay, all right, can somebody tell me who picked after us? Who picked after us, and what was that selection? Because I would love to know who it is, and if it's somebody that is east of the Mississippi, there's a mistake here, Bill Hancock, who ultimately is in charge of this, and ESPN. I don't know if it really comes down to the board, but I just the matchup. To your point, it's not. You're sleeping in.
It's not sexy.
You're sleeping in on New Year's now.
It's not sexy.
It's not. This is not wake up and I want to get there early. I want to see Liberty play Oregon.
And I don't care if they're 13-0 or not. You look at the competition they played. Look at the team overall. Okay, they're 13-0. You give them a little bit of love, but not in the verbal Fiesta Bowl against Oregon. I want to see and I don't mean this in any kind of disrespect for Liberty, but I want to see a worthy competitive opponent. Now, if I got to eat crow or whatever, fine. Liberty upsets Oregon, that'd be a whole nother story. But I think
David and Goliath. This is even close,
Rock,
guys.
You think
Come on.
the Verbal Fiesta Bowl. I'm obviously somebody else, maybe in the top 15, top 12 to top 15. taking on Oregon. I mean, I'd love to see maybe an Oregon and a Missouri. That'd have been a hell of a game right there. That'd have been one of those situations. Or, I mean, even Oregon and Ole Miss. You know, to your point, somebody east of Mississippi for Lane
travel,
Kiffin,
economical stuff. You know,
Lane Kiffin to come in, what have you? I think that
they didn't play anybody.
No.
Bowling Green, North Mexico State, Buffalo, Florida International, Sam Houston State, Jacksonville State, Middle Tennessee, Western Kentucky, Louisville Tech, Old Dominion, UMass, Texas El Paso, and then again, it's just New Mexico State. I'm sorry, guys.
There's no appeal. There's no appeal whatsoever.
I just don't know what Bill Hancock and ESPN are doing.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you what has been talked about, and it was discussed on ESPN, which pretty much controls the bowls
and the narrative.
And that was Liberty was undefeated, and they were given the designation as the January 6th bowl team instead of SMU, who went to Tulane and won at Tulane and claimed the AAC title because SMU had 2 losses. That's the narrative right there.
Good.
This is coming from somebody who didn't live here at the time, right? And Rock, you've been with the Fiesta Bowl for a really long time. So I'm asking this question out of honesty and searching for an answer. How different is this from 2007 when Boise State was put in? Because I pulled up Boise State's schedule when they played Oklahoma, and I guarantee you, if you transport us back to that time and social media was a thing, people would be saying the same thing about that game, and it's considered one of the greatest bowl games ever. And Boise State's got New Mexico State, Fresno State, San Jose State, Utah State on that schedule. They didn't play anybody, and they got put in the Fiesta Bowl, and it is one of the greatest bowl games we've ever had in the history of bowls. So you have to let it play out.
Did they have any out-of-conference games there? In that schedule that year,
Boise State, they played Oregon State and beat them, but they were
unranked.
That
right there, you know, they don't have. Hey, I agree with you. That is my, when I've been interviewed for the Fiesta Bowl, what's my favorite game? Hands down, it's Boise State OU. No question. But at the time, there wasn't a lot of uproar. I don't know what the spread was going into the game. I mean, this one's 15.5.
I can remember, Rock. The Boise State they were the high-flying Walinda brothers with their offense.
Weren't they undefeated?
Yeah, they were. But the other thing too is they had established themselves over a couple of years.
Yes, yeah, they had
set themselves up to where they were a worthy opponent to make that jump to the Fiesta Bowl. And with the Oregon State victory and all the way that they cruised through in their offense, whoever did that choice felt very, very confident. Oklahoma came in, and to that point,
they were a top 5 team.
They were. Adrian Peterson was their running back, and they were all excited. But I think there was a buildup of that. It just didn't happen that like a Liberty all of a sudden they're 13-0. There have been several years of promoting Boise State,
correct,
because of their schedule, because they're non-conference, in order to come to the Fiesta Bowl and gives a competitive Oklahoma team, which they wanted. They tied the game up on a hook and ladder to force it into overtime.
And just so you know, Boise State had more starters returning from the year before than any other team. To Shoe's point, they beat Oregon State, they beat Hawaii, they beat Fresno State. Not that those two are anything,
well,
but
Fresno State was
they were a WAC
right?
champion.
Yeah. Pac Hill had some really good teams at Fresno State. So
he did.
I mean, those were good games where they went into, and it was either Fresno or Boise State. And Pat Hill had teams that were always vying for conference championships. And so those are good victories.
I agree with that. And you guys remember this, when Boise State was undefeated and TCU were undefeated, instead of putting them in so-called top-tier bowl games, they put them in the bowl to play against each other because the powers that be were so afraid that they might be the number 1 team in the nation.
Hey, coming up, our Valley Chevy Dealers NFL Sounds of the Weekend. Next on Roc and Manuch and Jimmy. Just getting started out here at the CAZ Sportsbook in Arizona.
Sun Devil Hockey gears up for its only December series at Mullet Arena against Dartmouth this weekend. Join us at 6:30 on Friday and 4:30 on Saturday for pregame coverage and all the action here on Fox Sports 910, the home of Sun Devil Hockey.
A homeowner just like you
decides
to fix his roof.
Okay.
He backs up his truck, ties one end of the rope to the bumper and the other to himself.
Smart.
He's working on the backside of the roof until...
What? Wait, no.
Yes, Dad was in tow.
Ooh, was he hurt?
A few bruises and his pride.
Save yourself with State 48 Roofing, offering maintenance, repairs, and replacements. Of course, licensed, insured, and bonded. From residential to commercial. State48roofing.com.
Chances to win cash every Monday continues from the CAZ Sports Bar and Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The jackpot is glowing. The squares and props are delivering. The food is delicious and the games have been incredible. Come out, join the Fox Sports 910 team as they host their one-of-a-kind sports promotion that has been going strong for over 20 years. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy BS Monday Night Tailgate event every week at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona.
Wright Toyota, the #1 volume Toyota dealer in the state of Arizona, ensures you a buying experience that will exceed all your expectations. Check it out for yourself. Located just off the 101 on Franklin Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale and online at wrighttoyota.com.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider. Locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
Jenny!
Hey, Jenny!
Jenny, come on in! Steve!
Hey, Steve!
Steve, how you doing?
Meg!
Meg, nice to see you! Hey, Meg!
Arena Sports Grill. Come on out for the sports, off-track betting, incredible food, and friendly faces. The best daily specials in Scottsdale. Arena Sports Grill, 62nd Street in Bell. We know you.
The Maricopa County Air Quality Department encourages everyone to burn cleaner, burn better. Consider converting your existing wood-burning fireplace to gas or electric. And please remember, on no-burn days, do not burn wood.
Time is of the essence with COVID-19. Prescription oral treatment must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms. If you have a high risk factor, ask your doctor if treatment is right for you. Learn more at treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Looking to switch your phone service? Check out Boost Infinite Wireless. Its new technology switches between its own network and the other top 2 networks to find the best quality calls and data for you anywhere, anytime. And you can get a low-priced, unlimited wireless plan that gives you a new iPhone every year. So switch today. Call 855-55-BOOST. That's 1-855-55-BOOST. Visit boostinfinite.com. That's boostinfinite.com. Or go to amazon.com and search for 15. See boostinfinite.com for terms and conditions.
Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Time for the Valley Chevy dealers' top plays of the week.
Dancing and looking and directing traffic, and look at the length of this play. Murray to the 10, to the 5, and he's going to convert it. That's unbelievable.
Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer. Set up a test drive by heading to valleychevy.com. Now today's top plays on Roc and Manuch.
Somebody's causing an echo. Headset.
Fox Sports 910.
You're hot.
Roc and Manuch. Turn that headset off for us. Jax is giving us an echo right now, Jax. So just turn.
We got it covered.
All right, you got it off. Still hear an echo, don't you?
No.
Does Shu hear an echo?
You're good.
All right, that's all that counts as long as Shu doesn't have an echo. Let's get to our sounds of the weekend. Let's start with the Arizona Cardinals and some of the highlights that we have to share as one of Kyler's big-time targets who led the team in targets and receptions is Trey McBride. Here's that 5-yard touchdown in the second quarter, which put up the Cardinals 10-3.
After the goal line stand, Murray, end zone, that is caught, and that is a touchdown. McBride gets it. With Fitzpatrick and Casey on him.
Essentially, out of the 13 completions that Kyler had, 8, he had 10 were to the tight ends. And we talked about a little bit on Friday, Rock, how I felt there was going to be a heavy dose of tight ends catching the ball, and for Trey McBride, who's really looking good, that and pounding the football with James Conner, and that came to fruition. And I thought that getting out and getting the ball out to his tight ends was key. And then Rondell Moore, you got to feel bad for that guy. Gets a touchdown, he gets called back,
right?
But only one reception per se. And Marquise pretty much re-aggravating and not getting any catches. So the tight end and the running game are the way for the Cardinals to beat playoff contending teams.
All right, let me drop this on you then. What you saw from Trey McBride last year to where he is today.
9 day.
Okay.
9 day. Yeah, he's really, because he's playing.
Okay.
He's had a year of experience. He's seen defenses. He understands the adjustments. He understands the offense really well. And again, I think his game has picked up since Kyler Murray's game has picked up. Kyler's looking more for his tight end more so this year than he did last year. And I think when you look at Cliff Kingsbury, the tight end wasn't a big focal point per se, even though he's one of the best in the league in Zach Ertz. So I think now they're kind of simplifying things, and allowing him to get the ball to him, and also with Swain with 2 catches. Aside from that, there's really the only passing game is really getting to the tight ends. Even though you hit a big throw, it gets back by Moore.
Right.
I'd love to see him get more involved. Right now with Marquise and his issues, it's going to be interesting to see. And then Wilson's not even playing, so you're kind of shorthanded with guys catching the ball. Why not go to your big tight ends and work it from there?
Or go to your running back. Here's James Conner, a nice homecoming back in Pittsburgh.
3rd and 1, multiple tight ends. Conner sledgehammering in for the touchdown. Conner in the big return to the state of Pennsylvania where he was growing up.
29 rushes between the running backs. If you had 9 for Murray, you get the 38 rushes. Committing to the running game. And this offensive line schooled the front 7 of the Pittsburgh
I was shocked at that. I really
You
was.
and me both. I'm like, wow. I mean, Will Hernandez, what a game he had. He was leaning on people. He was just kind of grading everybody out of the road and making that happen. But they committed. And that's the thing that I was glad to see. They committed to the running game. Kyler wasn't effective as a runner. He was running around. They had him pretty much boxed in. I think it was 20 yards total in 9 carries. But I loved it. The commitment to James Conner and the Carter had a couple nice runs, utilizing your tight ends. I mean, the 99-yard drive at the end of the first half, some huge 3rd down completions to your tight end really, signaled and drove them down the field. And then James Conner, again, that was their best drive of the field. By the way, I thought the Cardinals weathered the storm, as you mentioned, Rock, very nice, with the 2 lightning delays extremely well. It's like, okay, we're here, we're ready to go. And Pittsburgh just seemed to be out of sorts or lethargic with all that.
That's where I wanted to ask you, Manuch, in your playing days, whether if it was college or in the NFL, did you ever experience playing in games that were delayed not once but twice?
The only time we delayed a game in Buffalo's a preseason game because of a lightning storm. We held the game up, I think, like a half hour.
Oh, okay.
That was it.
And
so,
before the game started?
Before the game started.
Okay.
So we weren't out there and raining on and getting wet and going into the locker room at halftime and holding off. And at that point, if you do go in, at least if you're home team, you can change out if you have. But I don't think either one of these teams, maybe Pittsburgh, I didn't see, might have had the luxury of changing out their uniforms or, just because it was raining. It was coming down hard.
It was.
But that lightning, and I just thought the Cardinals kept their poise. And that's the effort and energy you want to see week in and week out if you're a Cardinal fan.
And that's the first ever win there in Pittsburgh in 3 tries in that new stadium that they have there. Not going back to your days at Riverfront.
69, yeah.
69.
Oh, man.
Riverfront Stadium, yes.
Wow. But those weather delays, they lasted, 4 hours and 18 minutes. That's a long
Well, when that
time.
bolt of lightning hit there at the end of the first half,
Oh,
it's
man.
like, okay, we're done. I mean, guys were going off the sideline. They're like, we're out.
We're out of
gone.
here. Yep.
And let's give a lot of credit to this defense. They really balled out. Here's that big stop on the goal line.
Drive began back at the 20. Harris plowing, digging, gouging.
I don't think
Short.
you can hit it.
The defense
What a
holds.
job by the
What a goal line stand by the Cardinals.
He's a big dude. I mean, they just snuffed it. They knew he was coming.
Yep.
And they still had 130 yards rushing, that being the Steelers, but they stopped him when they had to. And then that in the big turnover, the fumble
3
by Trubisky, really, I mean, talk about a little momentum for this Cardinals team to get a score and then get that ball back. At that point, you get a center, you get a snap as far as shotgun. Just jump on the ball. Just get on the ball. And those guys, the Cardinals, it was like a jailbreak. They're right on top of the ball right now.
So you lose Kenny Pickett on when he takes it all the way down to the 1 yard line, gets his ankle injured. He had surgery on it today. He will not play in the Thursday game against the New England Patriots. Manuch, watching Mitch Trubisky, what happened to him? Because he did get the Bears to the playoffs 2 years.
I think a lot of it, when you look at it, is he hasn't played in a while, but you would have thought he'd come in, and he finally got that last touchdown, little garbage touchdown as I can. But, 11 for 17, he's effective, he's active, he just couldn't get the ball down the field. And the one thing you look at is he confident enough to get the protection in order to throw some of the deeper balls down the field? So it didn't go down the field very often. And I looked at Trubisky in this game, and aside from that fumble, they might have had a chance if he'd have taken that team down the field. But he's coming off the bench cold.
Right.
Just didn't see that. And again, with Trubisky, and I believe I'm trying to think he was OC was there in Chicago. But what a lot of the things they did benefited to his game.
Okay.
And he helped quite a bit. But I didn't see that yesterday.
And for your final NFL highlight from yesterday, we will take you to the Browns and Rams game. And the ref makes an important announcement.
Prior to the receiver's leg hitting out of bounds, his butt cheek hit inbound. As a result, it's a catch.
Let him know, Hussey.
And a first down.
Let's go. If you had butt cheek on your bingo card for the NFL on Fox today, congratulations.
We do football bingo here. Bring that back.
That was
By
a
the
great
way,
call.
the Rams kicked the Browns butt cheeks.
How about that?
36-19.
So where would you place that call? Is it as good as Ben Dreith giving him the business?
No.
Giving him the business.
Classic.
Ben Dreith is classic.
That's classic. Butt cheek, okay. He got his butt in bounds, and everything was good after that. Reestablished himself in bounds. Matter of fact, Jackson are talking about that in the Oregon game. The defensive back that came in and got the pick. He was out about running down the sidelines.
Right.
Comes in to field the play before the pick. Well, he did reestablish himself in the field of play. Otherwise, they would have negated that bad boy. But he ran down that sideline, maybe 10, 12 yards. The path of least resistance. Get out of my way, folks.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll talk a little college football with Rudy Carpenter next. Get his thoughts on the playoff in college football, and we'll weigh in on the Cardinals win. That's next as we continue on from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. You're listening to Fox Sports 910.
Clear.
This is what's trending on Fox.
Thank you for fixing that headset.
Phoenix.
Latest USA Today men's basketball coaches poll rankings has Arizona as the top team in the land. Houston, Kansas, Purdue, and UConn fill out the top 5. Coyotes goaltender Connor Ingram was named the NHL's first star of the week for helping the team go undefeated last week. He's in goal tonight against the Capitals. The Cardinals overcame 2 separate weather delays and a hostile Pittsburgh crowd to come away with a win over the Steelers. The Suns are off. They'll face the Lakers in tomorrow's in-season tournament quarterfinal battle. Sun Devil football hires former UNLV head coach Marcus Arroyo to be their new offensive coordinator. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Looking for the perfect destination to perfect your putting? Welcome to Putting World, the ultimate 18-hole indoor putting course designed to delight golf enthusiasts of all levels. Immerse yourself in the art of putting as you navigate our greens. Whether you're a seasoned golfer or a curious beginner, Putting World promises an unforgettable experience for everyone. Swing by today to elevate your golf game to new heights. Visit us at the Scottsdale Promenade or learn more at puttingworld.com.
Whether it's beer and wings with the guys or a steak or ribs with that special someone, Tavern Grill Scottsdale is the place to be. Tavern Grill is now the home of Huss Brewing Company's Roc and Manuch Lager. Tavern Grill Scottsdale at 8880 East Via Linda.
Seize the season at Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf for holiday specials this year. Featuring the Callaway Paradigm Woods, forged carbon for unparalleled distance and forgiveness. Now up to $100 off. And from Bushnell, the new Tour V6 Series laser rangefinders provide you the most accurate distances in golf. There's always gift cards in any amount for the special golfer you're shopping for. Vans Golf Shops is home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Shop us in store or online at worldwidegolf.com.
Chances to win cash every Monday continues from the CAZ Sports Bar and Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The jackpot is growing. The squares and props are delivering. The food is delicious and the games have been incredible. Come out, join the Fox Sports 910 team as they host their one-of-a-kind sports promotion that has been going strong for over 20 years. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy BS Monday Night Tailgate event every week at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Home shopping? You'll need a pre-approval letter. Call GC Global Capital, and you can get pre-approved in minutes. Call 480-397-9300. Free second opinions and comparisons. GC Global Capital is an Arizona licensed mortgage broker. NMLS 1091187. License MB 0924983. An equal opportunity lender.
Upper Crust Pizza, Patio, and Wine Bar is your home for a variety of homemade, made-to-order pizzas, calzone, pastas, and more. But it's more than great Italian food. It's your home for college and pro football. Watch games all weekend. Plus, enter to win a free big screen TV every month. Upper Crust is the official home of the Ohio State Alumni Club of Phoenix. Upper Crust, on the southeast corner of Cave Creek on the 101, always has incredible daily specials, pizza and football. A perfect match at Upper Crust Pizza, Patio, and Wine Bar.
Hello, Phoenix. We have some exciting news. Local high school sports has a new home right here on Fox Sports 910 AM. The Coach B and Eternal Radio Show can now be heard right here on Fox Sports 910 every Sunday morning at 6:30 a.m. Don't miss it.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
The only place you're going to find 3 10-foot screens with games on full volume in 3 separate rooms, all in the same bar.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
With dozens more big screens. You'll find every game you're looking for only at Dukes, because there's only one Dukes. Voted best sports bar by New Times.
Dukes on Miller and
don't believe that for a
Pool
second.
tables, triple board tables, darts, karaoke and trivia nights. 3 huge patios on the Greenbelt, all doggy friendly.
Like 3 decades ago.
Some intimate parts need the gentle, easy trim of a Gillette trimmer, and some need the closeness and comfort of a Gillette Intimate razor, while others need a Gillette anti-chafe stick. Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get, down there. Buy now.
Check out what DraftKings has to offer with code SPORTS, because life's more fun when you're in on the action. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. See DraftKings.com for details.
Here to talk football is former Sun Devil quarterback, who, by the way, went 3-1 against that team in Tucson.
Carpenter going to go up with time, steps up, looks end zone, got a man, McGahee, touchdown!
And Rudy Carpenter threw that right into the teeth, into the strength of the Wildcat defense.
Rudy Carpenter, now on Roc and Manuch on Fox Sports 910 on FM at 99.9 HD2.
So we got the final year of the 4-team college football playoff, and we know the teams, a lot of controversy, one major controversy with Florida State, and the era of SEC to Big Ten, that's all going to change now. So who really won yesterday? We don't know. We'll find out after it's all said and done, but I'm curious to get our next guest's opinion on the selection yesterday and the 4 teams, and if Florida State needs to be there. Rudy Carpenter. Rudy, what do you think? Did Florida State get snubbed?
With that being said, I also understand, the selection committee's viewpoint, right? Like, the selection committee's viewpoint is they're trying to put together the most entertaining games, the most entertaining schedules, the best fan bases, the games that's going to get the most eyeballs and most money bet on it, right? And, they probably got it right that way. But, I mean, this is a robbery for Florida State. I mean, can you imagine being punished for having a player get hurt? You're literally missing out on a dream. You're literally being punished because one of your players got hurt. And now a selection committee is saying, hey, because one of your players got hurt, you're not going to be as an exciting of a football team, so therefore you're out.
It's interesting that Travis was already out last week when the committee moved Florida State back in the top 10, or excuse me, top 4. And then, what a week, and they don't blow out Louisville. If they would have blown out Louisville, would that have changed anything, you think?
I have no idea. I mean, I guess kind of like the NBA in-season tournament, they say that style points matter and point differential matters, et cetera, et cetera. Again, I don't really know what to think of it. Like I said, I think that Florida State got completely robbed. I definitely believe that. Super hard pill to swallow, knowing that you're not going to the playoff game or something that you can't control. With that being said, I think another huge robbery is Georgia. You're never going to convince me that Texas and Alabama are better football team than Georgia. I don't believe it. I don't. And I think that Georgia had a tougher schedule than Alabama, and they beat everybody more impressively than Alabama did. But again, you're looking at the 4 teams who are in, probably outside of Washington. You couldn't deny Washington, and the other 3 teams are huge blue blood teams, some of the oldest, with the best traditions and the best fan bases. And if you're the committee and you look at this, and from an entertainment value, they probably got it right.
It's interesting, Rudy, you talk about Georgia. I felt the same way. I felt that it would, if it's not Bama and Georgia, and so be it, move on. But they dropped Georgia to 6 underneath Florida State. And quite frankly, I think that the 4 that they got, I'd like to see Georgia in there as well, too. I also think they felt, whether Jordan Travis was playing or not, that these 4 teams, maybe Georgia too, might have been better than Florida State based on their schedule, and even based on what the eye test showed them.
Yeah, I mean, look, and everybody knows how hard it is to beat a team 2 times, regardless, how good or bad that team is. They're very, very difficult to beat 2 times. It's especially hard to beat Nick Saban twice. Very, very difficult, especially at the end of the season. So, like I said, if you're just looking for the best teams, I don't know how you keep Georgia, out of this. I mean, as terrible as it sounds, and I hate myself for even saying this because I'm giving in to the bullcrap of, everybody else in the selection committee, I could almost see why Florida State's not in this situation, because there's no doubt they're a different team without Jordan Travis. They probably get boat raced by Michigan or Texas, whoever that they played, Washington, I don't know, whoever. They probably lose because of that situation. So I can see it. But again, I don't see how you don't think if Georgia were to play head up with all 4 of those teams in the playoff right now, who do they lose to? Who do they go into the game as an underdog against? I don't think anybody, in my viewpoint, and they're out. So I don't really get it.
Rudy Carpenter is our guest on the Toyota guest line, right Toyota guest line. Rudy, the portal is open, and I'm telling you, there are players just flocking to the portal, and there are lots of big-name players as well. You get Cam Ward out of Washington State, according to reports, Ohio State, Oregon, USC, Michigan State. They're all interested in this guy right away. Is this going to be like sharks in a feeding tank? In other words, when the kids come out of that and into the portal, teams are going to be on them immediately.
Oh, I mean, of course, I literally, no joke, think I've had 25 phone calls today from college coaches trying to get guys. Literally, as we were on this phone call here on the radio, I had a coach at the University of Washington calling my phone trying to get a guy. Literally, and I'm not trying to name drop, just being honest. During this radio interview, I had a college coach from the University of Washington call asking me, or about to ask me about a transfer quarterback. So look, I went to ASU's banquet last night. While there, spoke to Kenny Dillingham and a lot of other coaches there. They're already shifting their attention to the transfer portal. They want offensive linemen. They want defensive linemen. They need a couple DBs. I mean, they're very dialed into what their needs are and what they're trying to get. And then you also see crazy things going on. You got a kid like Kyle McCord, who was the starter at Ohio State this year, started every game. They won every game except for the only game that matters against the University of Michigan. And
3 minutes.
He was basically run out of town by the coaching staff and the fan base at Ohio State. So he's entered the transfer portal. People ask, why would a guy like Kyle McCord enter the portal? Well, they were 12-1 or whatever their record was. They lost one game to the University of University of Michigan. He has his exit meeting with the coaching staff, and they tell him, look, we can't commit to you to being our starter next year after losing one ball game. So, here he is in the transfer portal. I mean, to me, it's an amazing situation. Day one of Jonathan Smith being announced hired at Michigan State, all 3 scholarship quarterbacks on that roster enter the transfer portal. This is just the new way of college football.
Rudy, have you received any kind of a formalized letter from the athletic department at ASU or Kenny Dillingham or anybody in particular asking that they've got a bogey that they'd like to reach? The reason why I bring this is a good friend of mine had sent me a text, a formal letter, went to UNLV alumni, UNLV former students, that they're looking for $300,000 just to keep their players at UNLV will be coming here for the Guaranteed Rate Bowl. Have you received anything formal like this? Is a formal letter that went out to the former football players and the alumni of UNLV?
I haven't seen a letter like that myself, but like I said, on Thursday night this last week, ASU had a private event of big-time donors where they got in front of their donors and essentially broke it down to them in what it's going to take to either keep good players on their roster and or go sign really good players on everybody else's roster. You heard Matt Rule this weekend talk about what it's going to take to get a good quarterback on the open market. He basically said, if you want to get a good quarterback out of the transfer portal to come to your program, a top flight guy, it's going to cost between $1.5 and $3.5 million. ASU raised a decent amount of money on Thursday night. Yesterday at the banquet that I was at, they tried to raise some more money. With all that being said, I did think Kenny Dillingham did a good job of essentially trying to turn everybody's attention away from NIL and away from the future of the Sun Devil program, and wanted really everybody there last night just to honor the seniors and the players they had that were currently at ASU and about to leave. And I thought personally that was a good move on his behalf.
Over 2,100 players have entered since November 26th.
Wow. And isn't there like
1,000 today?
Like a 68 quarterbacks in the portal now?
Close to 70 now, I bet.
Rudy, how many quarterbacks are we?
Yep.
About 68 or so,
That's
somewhere
nuts.
there.
It's just, Rudy, I don't know what the answer is. I don't know if anybody does, but I think it's going to get worse before it gets better unless somebody steps in, and I don't know who that is, but this free agency stuff is just not good for the student athlete. So, but hopefully it helps you out with some of your guys, get them in a place where they get an opportunity to play. And I know Manuch, the guys you train too, I know that's a big part of it. So, Rudy, we're going to talk about the transfer portal quite a bit this offseason. So, thanks for making time for us today, man. We always appreciate it.
All right, guys, take care.
That's Rudy Carpenter. How about that? You got a University of Washington coach.
Calling him
as he's talking to us about grabbing some of the players that he trains.
Just goes to show you how big time Rudy is.
Oh, he is.
Oh, he's got a lot of good guys.
He is sponsored today by All City Towing. Looking for a career change? Well, one that actually pays and gets good benefits, great benefits. All City Towing, they're hiring. All you got to do is go to their website at allcitytowing.com and search careers. That's allcitytowing.com and search careers. Got some NFL fun facts from yesterday, I'm told. So that's what I up. So we'll see what that's all about next on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Clear. This is The Odd Couple with Chris Broussard and Rob Parker.
The Baltimore Ravens in real life are the real deal, and I feel way
way 10 times better about my pick that they will win the Super Bowl, especially because they can win in so many ways, Chris. And that, to me, is what you need. And they have it.
With Chris Broussard and Rob Parker.
Today at 5, tell your smart speaker to play Fox Sports 910.
Hey, this is Kelly Cooper. Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint. At BKD's, we're not just a sports bar. We're the destination for the best food, drinks, and sports experience in the Valley. Located at the corner of Pecos and McQueen and Chandler, get ready to score big on fun and flavor. Only at BKD's Backyard Joint, where every day is game day. Check us out online at bkdsbackyard.com. That's bkdsbackyard.com.
Arizona's largest locally owned A-plus BBB rated towing company is All City Towing. They're always looking to add motivated and competitive team members. Do you fit the bill? If so, head on over to allcitytowing.com/careers for more information.
Choosing the right lawyer after a car wreck is important. You need to consider the law firm's experience, results, and reputation. Lerner Rowe stands above other law firms when it comes to experience and results, helping over 150,000 people recover billions of dollars for their injuries. When it comes to reputation, we have thousands of 5-star reviews, and year after year, we have been voted best personal injury law firm in Arizona. Call us today and let us put our experience, proven results, and reputation to work for you.
Lerner Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Chances to win cash every Monday continues from the CAZ Sports Bar and Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The jackpot is growing. The squares and props are delivering. The food is delicious and the games have been incredible. Come out, join the Fox Sports 910 team as they host their one-of-a-kind sports promotion that has been going strong for over 20 years. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy BS Monday night tailgate event every week at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
See your Valley Chevy dealers today during Chevy's truck season. Every truck has a story. Make yours a strong one. It's Chevy truck season. See your Valley Chevy dealers today.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. On game day, you never have to decide which teams to watch. Only what combination of bites, burgers, wings, and more to order. Plus, where else are your favorite draft beers always poured at a frozen 29 degrees? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sun sets. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late night bites. Only at Twin Peaks.
People who come to cricket stay with cricket, just like our customer Jaron.
I'm the singer and guitarist in a band, and I use my cricket phone for everything. It's basically like another band member.
Don't miss a single beat. Switch today and get a free Samsung Galaxy A14 5G. Smile, you're on cricket.
Real customer paid for testimonial. Must bring your number to Cricket on up to a $60 a month voice plan depending on device. Select models only while supplies last. First month service charge and tax due at sale. Cricket 5G requires a compatible device and is not available everywhere. Fees, terms, and restrictions apply. See store for details.
Boost Mobile is giving families the holiday gift they really want. When you switch to Boost, get an iPhone 11 for only $49.99 or a free Samsung Galaxy A23. You'll get amazing service too, because only Boost switches between the top networks to give you the best service. So stop by a Boost Mobile store and give the gift of Boost. That's an iPhone 11 for $49.99 or a free Samsung Galaxy A23. Get yours at a Boost Mobile store today. Visit boostmobile.com for details. New customers and in-store only. Requires auto pay and ID verification. Other restrictions apply. See participating dealers for details.
Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
Let's get ready for football!
It's Football at 50. The latest top football story trending this hour, right here with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910 and iHeart Radio app.
Good enough, Eagles got some much-needed relief at the linebacker position. as they agreed to terms of a one-year deal with veteran Shaquille Leonard, who formerly played with the Indianapolis Colts. So he signed a deal, as you may have seen the Eagles get blown out yesterday by the San Francisco because a couple of their linebackers were out, and they just got rolled.
They got boat raced.
It was much different first quarter than the second, third.
Well, it really was.
But when you only rush the ball 9 times with a running back, that just drove me nuts. I'm like, rush the ball. I mean, it just didn't make any sense. As Brock Purdy had a bad first half. First quarter and a half, and when they were at one point, I remember minus 12 yards, on offense, and then all of a sudden it just all turned around, and 49ers big win, huge win.
6 scoring drives in a row, which is also very rare against that Eagles defense. But to your point,
they're all banged up, man.
Shaq Leonard's going to help them a lot. It was between them and the Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. I think it's a wise choice.
Next week, yeah,
they play Sunday night, so I think that's a wise choice by Shaq. And then right now we were talking about Zach Ertz's release last week. Zach Ertz is still deciding, according to ESPN's Jeremy Fowler, where he's going to go. Now we talked about Goddard being out, tight end for the Eagles with a fractured arm. I would think, and Jimmy, you alluded to this in the break, that maybe he's still injured. Well, he could still make that choice.
Yes.
And he go through the physical if they feel he's wealthy enough and they want to, rest him again. But I don't know if Zach looking at, to your point, the Ravens. He's looking at the Eagles. I still think his better choice would be to go back to the Eagles. They need him. They'll get him the ball.
I think it's just a matter of time. I think it's a big.
I think
deal.
this week he'll be signing. Now whether he plays this week or not is yet to be seen.
Some other quick notes. Kenny Pickett is going to have an ankle surgery today. It may have already gone, or it may have already happened. Cleve Williams won't play in the Holiday Bowl for USC. No shocker there. We'll see what happens if he's going to be the guy, if he's going to come out, which I think he is, be the number 1 pick.
Well, it seems like that's every intention if you're not going to play.
Yeah, you would hope.
I mean, you would hope. But, I mean, guys, I think, Rock, you and I agree. I would, whatever you start, finish. If you're a quarterback or a player, whatever, and you've been a stud for that team, why not finish? Everybody says, well, there's really nothing to play for. What do you mean? How about those other 75 or 80 guys?
That's the part that drives me nuts.
That you fought with and you played with, and you're part of a team. Well, he's coming out. He doesn't want to risk injury. Well, hell, if he gets hurt, he's got, 6-7 months to get well, get ready for training camp. I don't know, guys. That vibe there really rubs me the wrong way. Okay, these guys have sweated their buns off to protect you and work hard for you. And I think those are some of the things when I stop and go, man, I'm not going to call it a sellout, but it kind of sort of is. Well, I got mine. I'm moving on. That's just folks, my opinion, very selfish attitude by a lot of these young men. A lot of these quarterbacks are star athletes that are going, well, I'm moving on. Good luck, guys. And I just think that's wrong. It's wrong about college football. But, guys, it is the minor leagues of the National Football League with the NIL and everything else going on. It doesn't surprise me that trend is continuing.
We talk a lot about, what came down yesterday with the bowl selection and the CFP. No one's really saying why Washington's at 2. They didn't blow anybody out. All right, other than Michigan State, which they were horrible.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
yes.
But they barely got by Arizona, barely got by Arizona State, barely 10 points over USC. Over USC. Stanford, what looks like 9 points. Utah, 7 points. Oregon State, 2 points. Washington State, 3 points. 3 points by Oregon twice. California, they blew out, and Tulsa, they blew out. Boise State.
Again, I think
you make a case that they shouldn't be number 2?
Well, I think they looked
Should they
again.
be 4?
I think again they looked at the overall conference play. Look at all the individuals that they beat that were ranked in the top 15, top 20 during the year.
Arizona,
I think came
Oregon,
into play. Exactly.
Utah.
I think that all came into play when they said, "Hey, look, they beat top 20 teams on a week in and week out basis from the pack." And I think that's where their panache is, if you will, while they end up number 2. And you see Michigan number 1.
Do you weight an SEC schedule the same as a Pac-12 schedule?
3.
I think they were relatively close this year.
This year they were.
Yeah, because the SEC had a down year for the most part.
And there were more teams down in the SEC.
Yes.
And there were more teams up, ironically, in the Pac-12.
Pac-12, yeah.
I just think I think they got it right, quite frankly.
You do?
Yeah, I think they got it right.
You have no problem with Florida State?
No, not at all. I have no problem at all. I don't think that they're one of the top 4 teams.
LSU.
They did beat LSU.
Conference.
Okay.
Florida.
Okay. Bama
which
beat
was
them
down
too.
this year.
Okay. I look at the overall competition throughout the entire year, non-conference, conference. They look at the value of the conference, of the teams they beat from that standpoint.
So then you're saying the
so whether
ACC
Georgia
isn't any good? You're just saying the ACC
I think they're weaker conference.
Clemson was down.
Yeah, I think they're weaker. Again, another conference that was down.
Okay.
And they took advantage of it. And hey, congrats to Mike Norvell. To turn that program around and go undefeated. But I quite frankly feel, folks, I think that Florida State is not one of the top 4 teams as the best teams. I think those 4 they got it right now. I would say this. I really thought Georgia was shortchanged in this whole thing. I really do when you look at this thing. And when you look at breaking it all down.
Well, they dropped them. They put Florida State at 5 and then Georgia at 6.
And I think that's wrong as well, too.
Okay.
I think Georgia should have been number 5, and they would have been number 6. So that really surprised. Matter of fact, I think if you look at it, I think even though Texas beat Bama, I think I'd rather see Georgia at number 3 than Texas from the standpoint.
Your Valley Chevy random fact of the day, 1982, Georgia's Herschel Walker wins the Heisman Trophy. He beat out Stanford quarterback John Elway and SMU running back Eric Dickerson. How about that? So there you have it. Chevy, let's drive together, see your Valley Chevy dealer today. Coming up, we'll look at some of the top stories from this weekend locally, talk a little bit more about the National Football League, and, of course, what transpired with the bowl selection, specifically the Fiesta Bowl with Liberty and Oregon. A lot of people scratching their heads on that one, so it's going to be a tough one to sell. Craig Foley will also stop by a little bit later, Frank Sanders as well. But we're coming to you live from the CAZ Sportsbook, where we are hosting Monday Night Football, Jags and the Bengals. We encourage you to come on down, win some money just for watching football. That's here at Casino Arizona. It's Roc, it's Manuch. We got Jimmy B today. We got Jax. We got Shu. We got the team today.
Yes.
How about that?
The whole 9 yards.
Right here on Fox Sports 910.
Clear.
Get ready for double the fun on the 101. Introducing the Salt River Rewards Program at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort, the Valley's newest and best. With multiple tiers and endless benefits, we've got something for everyone. Don't miss out on the excitement. Salt River Rewards, the Valley's premier player rewards program, now at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort. 2 properties, 1 amazing club, offering limitless fun on the 101. Discover the best in the Valley at saltriverrewards.com.
A homeowner just like you decides to fix his roof.
Okay.
He backs up his truck, ties one end of the rope to the bumper and the other to himself.
Smart.
He's working on the back side of the roof until...
What? Wait, no.
Yes, Dad was in tow.
Ooh, was he hurt?
A few bruises and his pride.
Save yourself with State 48 Roofing, offering maintenance, repairs, and replacements. Of course, licensed, insured, and bonded. From residential to commercial. State48roofing.com.
iHeartRadio is your #1 app for the holidays. Just open the app and search iHeart Holiday and start listening to 99.9 KEZ. Plus all kinds of other holiday stations, playlists, and podcasts. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Heart failure, carpal tunnel syndrome, shortness of breath, stomach issues, lower back pain. How does it all add up? If you have heart failure and any of those seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, it's time to talk with your cardiologist and get the full picture. They may add up to transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy. ATTRCM is a rare and underdiagnosed disease. Recognize the signs and discuss them with your doctor soon. Learn more at connectwithyourheart.com. That's connectwithyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Some intimate parts need the gentle, easy trim of a Gillette trimmer, and some need the closeness and comfort of a Gillette Intimate razor, while others need a Gillette anti-chafe stick. Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get, down there. Buy now.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Tomorrow from 10 to 1. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD2 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports talk, podcasts, and music. Free never sounded so good.
Cardinals overcame two Central delays in a hostile come away with a win. The Suns get another day off before facing the Lakers in Tuesday's in-season tournament quarterfinal battle. Yotes goaltender Connor Ingram named the NHL's first star of the week for helping the team go undefeated. He's in goal tonight against the Capitals. Sun Devil football hires former UNLV head coach Marcus Arroyo to be their new offensive coordinator. The new USA Today men's basketball coaches poll rankings has Arizona at number 1, Houston, Kansas, Purdue, and UConn fill out the top 5. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For your Monday, look for mostly sunny skies, temperatures in the low 70s. And then for tonight, we'll start to see those clouds move in. We'll call for a partly cloudy night with those temperatures dipping down into the low 50s. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Ski Pro. Ski Pro celebrates the holidays with savings up to 60% off on skis, snowboards, clothing, and accessories in Phoenix, Desert Ridge, and Mesa Riverview. Find Arizona's largest selection with guaranteed low prices in-store or online at skipro.com. Happy holiday savings from Ski Pro.
Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Time for the top local and national stories of the hour. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching. There's no better place in the Valley to get in on the action. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar. Now, guys, what's your top story this hour?
Kurpachinit is out there now with Michael Carcone. He's got the puck and he scores! Now Keller, Dursey, to the front, they score, and it's Nick Schmaltz. Picks up the junk on the power play, and it's 2-0. Michael Kesselring drops it. Michelli scores! Matias Michelli! They score early, and they score late. 3 Cobb Coyotes. The Zucker will spin it in behind the net. Valimaki trying to lock it up. Carcone is there again. Carcone to the front. They score! Carcone just throws it in front.
After the goal line stand, Murray, end zone. That is caught, and that is a touchdown. McBride gets it. With Fitzpatrick and Casey on him. 3rd and 1, multiple tight ends. Connor sledgehammering in for the touchdown. Connor in the big return to the state of Pennsylvania where he was growing up.
A well-deserved win for the Arizona Cardinals going into Pittsburgh and weathering the storm and taking care of business as this team, I think a lot of us felt would go into this game saying, all right, it's bye week coming up. Let's just go through the motions. We're not picked to win this game, but sure enough, they went in there and they won, and they had a great game. So that was great for them. We'll talk more about that. Yotes completed which I feel is a very rare feat by beating the last 4 Stanley Cup winners over the last 4 games. They've won 4 straight. They got another game tonight at Mullet where the Washington Capitals are in town. They won the Cup in 18, excuse me. So imagine that. They just keep winning, and congrats to this team and what they're doing. They're kind of flying under the radar when you look at the NHL. It's through its first quarter of the season, its first period, if you may want to call it. He's got 10 wins on the season. This team has won 12. He is on fire, playing on his head. Local bowls were announced. The Verbo Fiesta Bowl. Liberty and Oregon.
How do you feel, Rock?
Crickets. You're the crickets.
I'm just struggling.
There's
with
the
it,
crickets.
man. I'm just struggling.
I know.
We'll put on a great product, and we encourage
You
everybody
will.
to come out.
Yep.
It's still college football. It's just not the matchup that I think a lot of us would have expected for a New Year's Day bowl.
Not for the Verbo Fiesta Bowl, Rock. No, I think there should have been more that's there. You guys will do a great job. I was going to think you might say, we'll put on a great face for Liberty coming, and not to demean Liberty, folks, not at all. But, I mean, we have thought, I think the Verbo Fiesta Bowl deserves Oregon versus somebody else in the top. I'm going to say the top 15. I really do. I think that's the kind of matchup that's expected that people want to see. I know that Liberty is 13-0, but you look at their schedule, you look at all the, which is like the third year
being Division
FCS?
One. FBS.
FBS, I'm sorry. And so you look at that, I'm like, okay, well, where's the buildup? Where's the, okay, you got Bo Nix versus so-and-so, or you got that offense, that high-flying Oregon offense versus this offense, or you got a hell of a defense that's going to that might stymie Bo Nix. I mean, there's no, I'll put it right, there's no juice.
No.
There's no energy. There's no juice for this game.
I mean, Hugh Freeze put them on the map in 1819, and they got to the Cure Bowl twice, the Lending Tree Bowl. They won all three of those bowls, but they were playing Georgia Southern, Coastal Carolina, Eastern Michigan last year in the Boca Raton Bowl, and they lost to a pretty good Toledo team. But now, all of a sudden, Jamie Chadwell comes in there as their head coach, takes his team 13-0, and they have the 116th or 113th easiest schedule. And here they are getting an opportunity to play against Oregon, which could have been one win away from being in that playoff.
And you look at their 23rd rank. I'd love to see. How about like a Clemson or Tennessee?
How about a Penn State?
A Penn State. I mean,
See, that's who I thought was going to be the game.
I did too.
And I had even told friends of mine that were on me. I had buddies already booking flights that morning. I had a close friend of mine say, "Hey, I got you covered. Got your tickets. Come on out." I'm pretty sure it's going to be Penn State, Oregon.
Yep.
What a great game that would have been. Penn State has a long history of success with Joe Pa here at the Fiesta Bowl and Coach Franklin. It's just a tough one. And then you also you get a guaranteed rate bowl, which you got Wisconsin, which I think is good. Or excuse me, Kansas and UNLV. Wisconsin was the team I thought was coming. So Kansas and UNLV, but they'll travel well. Kansas will come out.
Yep.
That game will do well at Chase Field, but it's just a head scratcher to get an 8 versus 23 in the Verbo.
And who's going to travel? Does Liberty have a fan base around the country? Hell no.
They're from what, Virginia? Is that where they're at?
They're in
Virginia?
Yeah. I mean,
it's a long haul.
I mean, I'm getting, I was getting blown up yesterday.
I'm sure.
And, it's a Christian school.
It is.
Yeah. They're like, well, you won't be selling a lot of alcohol.
Yeah.
I mean, so you're getting stuff like
it's
that.
All about the sales, right?
Well,
Right.
I know. It's just, but for
economic impact.
But for them, just 2 years removed, and here they are now in Conference USA, which was effective this year for the first year, and then you get to go to a New Year's Day bowl. I'm looking forward to catching up with Eric Moses, who comes on with us every Friday, and ask him. I mean, he's got to sell it. I hate to say it, you got to sell it. This isn't one of those. You build it, they'll come kind of thing.
I was just going to say that.
It's just not.
I was just going to say that.
You can sell the pageantry. You can sell everything around the Fiesta Bowl, the pregame parties, the hospitality, which is all going to be kick-ass as it always is. But, man, the game is really tough to sell, especially when you got games like TCU, Michigan, and you look at the history that the Bowl has had. And I know Shu brought up a good point in the first hour at Boise State, OU, but Boise State's not Liberty. Boise State had already been on the map.
Well, they've been setting precedent leading up to that bowl game. So that was their big breakthrough. And I don't know if Hawkins was the head coach. No, Peterson was the head coach at that time. But they had been winning big games. And that year, they beat the Fresno States of the world. They had some non-conference games that they blew the doors off of people. And their offense was a phenomenal offense. And they knew
Bransky at quarterback.
Yeah, and they knew that their offense taking on OU. And Adrian Peterson from OU, and what a great game this would be. The little guy versus Oklahoma, but there had been some juice leading to Boise State coming to this field.
And let me throw this at you. How many undergrads would you say go to Liberty? As I only have 2000 22 numbers, but last season fall. How many undergrads would you guys think
I'll say
of a school like Liberty?
I'll say it's 8,000.
Okay.
I was going to say ballpark 5,000-6,000.
Okay, Jax. Unless you know the answer.
I'll go 10.
Okay,
Higher.
Shu, you want to play?
Go 4,500.
All right. 48,906 undergrads, 47,803 postgraduates. Lynchburg, Virginia.
Yep.
Wow.
That's pretty big.
Jonathan Falwell, we all know he's the chancellor
Falwell, the one that he's that chancellor there.
Yeah.
Man, oh man. So there's life after death after all, right?
I mean,
for him, there was.
Wow.
3 minutes.
So maybe that is one of those did you knows that
That's a good one there,
because
Ryan.
all four of you thought it was under 10.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I would have, that's why I looked it up. I'm like, 4,500,
Sure.
5,000.
Yeah, I mean-
48,000?
Yeah, that's well, you hope that maybe a good portion of
Can you
travel.
bring half of them? Yeah.
Travel out to Glendale, Arizona for the Verbo Fiesta Bowl. I don't know. It's just I think we always. Let me ask you this, Rock, since you've been a part of the festival for many, many years. Are we spoiled with the great games that we've had year in and year out? Even the early game when we saw Notre Dame and a couple of few short years
Oklahoma
State. I mean, they've been great
2
games
minutes.
to watch because both teams, and then Notre Dame was one of those teams. Well, they got blown out here, they got blown out there. And when I think of the Penn State era, I think of Penn State versus Miami, one of the greatest Fiesta Bowls ever,
right,
to be played over at the old Sun Devil Stadium, Frank Kush Field. And then prior to that, it was Penn State versus USC, who they beat. And then prior to that, it was Penn State beating ASU. I think it was 1977 or 78. So Penn State's always had that presence. And I got to believe Penn State is undefeated or close to undefeated being in the Fiesta Bowl.
One of the most famous alum from Liberty, the nickname. You're going to have to go back, and I think you guys will get it. Concrete Charlie.
I don't know that name, Jimmy.
Played for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Don't know that name. Fullback,
49 numbers retired by far.
Charlie.
You keep going.
Charlie.
Yeah.
You're close.
Yeah.
He was a two-way player.
He was.
Not Charlie Trippy, was he?
No. Come on, guys.
Oh,
Philly.
God.
Oh.
Considered one of the best linebackers of all time.
Yeah. Casserly.
Nope.
No.
No, he
1 minute.
was the GM.
Starts with a B.
Oh, now
Well, I
I
don't-
am stumped.
Something you sleep on your
pillow, on your right side, your left side, your bed, Charlie's
bed. Keep going.
Charlie Bedrock.
Chuck.
Chuck Bednarik.
Chuck
God.
Bednarik.
There you go. Chuck
Wow.
Bednarik.
People
They
were like pulling over, hitting friggin' telephone poles.
Well, Bednarik is the last guy who really was the last real true two-way player.
Yeah.
So and
Or-
Bednarik hated everybody.
But Bednarik's known more as Chuck Bednarik, not Charlie Bednarik.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
got-
it
I got
that's for you,
confused.
but I did.
Yeah.
I did change it.
By
to
the way,
Chuck.
he's the one that laid the hit on one Frank Gifford in the championship
Oh, he
game
did.
when he was with Philly and knocked him out for like a week.
Hey, we are out here at the CAC Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. We're here every Monday night where you can win your share of the cash. We do that with 3 contests: our kickoff challenge, our pops and squares, and it's all free to play. Our jackpot's over close to $3,000. So we encourage you to come on out. Bengals and Jaguars tonight here at the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Well, coming up, got to continue talking some college football as we will also catch up. We'll hear some sound, kind of take you to the Pac-12 championship, and you'll hear from FSU and the snub, and now there's politics involved, and we'll tell you what that's all about too. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Clear.
Down Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane.
Christmas music is on 99.9 KEZ right now. Tune to 99.9 KEZ for Christmas music throughout the season.
The fight starts now!
On Saturday,
Saturday, December 16th.
Legacy is decided in the desert.
Fireworks guaranteed as unbeaten flyweight superstars Jesse Bam Rodriguez and England's Showtime Sonny Edwards put it all on the line.
And sizzling World Championship unification.
Big-time boxing returns to Glendale's Desert Diamond Arena on December 16th. Don't miss out on the action. Tickets on sale now.
Starting from just $30.
Book yours now at Ticketmaster.com.
Time for a new smart TV? Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B are giving away 5 65-inch smart TVs. Text PEAKS to 59925. That's PEAKS to 59925. Standard message and data rates apply. Twin Peaks, home of the 29-degree blue moon and Coors Light man-sized drafts.
Over the years, Lerner Rowe has helped over 150,000 injured people recover billions of dollars for their injuries and over $1 billion in the last 5 years alone. What does that mean to you when you're looking for an attorney to handle your personal injury case? That means that Lerner Rowe is a law firm that not only has experience, but the proven results to recover money for your injuries. The insurance companies know which attorneys won't put up a fight. When you call us, we call them, and they know they have to pay.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Chances to win cash every Monday continues from the CAZ Sports Bar and Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The jackpot is growing. The squares and props are delivering. The food is delicious and the games have been incredible. Come out, join the Fox Sports 910 team as they host their one-of-a-kind sports promotion that has been going strong for over 20 years. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy BS Monday Night Tailgate event every week at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona.
The Arizona Gym Rats Boys Club basketball program at Legacy Park is having its winter season tryouts Wednesday, December 13th from 6 to 7 p.m. Open for 1st to 8th grade players and to all skill levels. Sign up by going to EliteSportsAZ.com. That's December 13th at Legacy Park.
Hey, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B continue to grow. First, it was the Roc and Manuch cheesesteak, then the Roc and Manuch lager and amber beers. Now they've taken it to another level with a secret football menu with special pricing at BKD's Backyard Joint in Chandler. This is how it works. Make plans to watch all the football games at BKD's Backyard Joint. Every Sunday after 3 p.m., our secret menu is available, but you need to ask for it. Just say you want the secret Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B football menu. And while you're there, be sure to say hi to our buddy Kelly Cooper, the owner of BKD's Backyard Joint. It's a perfect place in Chandler to watch all the games, including college hoops. They have 37 TVs with as many as 14 different games going at the same time. Plus, they love showing all of our home team games. So ask for the Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's secret menu this Sunday after 3. That's BKD's Backyard Joint, located at Pecos and McQueen in Chandler.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
The only place you're going to find 3 10-foot screens with games on full volume in 3 separate rooms, all in the same bar.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
With dozens more big screens. You'll find every game you're looking for only at Duke's, because there's only one Duke's. Voted best sports bar by New Times.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Pool tables, shuffleboard tables, darts, karaoke and trivia nights. 3 huge patios on the Greenbelt, all doggy friendly.
Where Duke's? Where Duke's? Miller and McDowell. Scottsdale.
Looking to switch your phone service? Check out Boost Info. It's new technology between its own network and the other top 2 networks to find the best quality calls and data for you.
Still waiting for somebody to make a good argument on why Florida State got hosed.
A new iPhone every year.
I've listened to just so many people today, and I haven't heard a good one yet.
Boost. That's 1-855-55-BOOST. Visit boostinfinite.com. That's boostinfinite.com. Or go to amazon.com and search for Boost iPhone 15. See boostinfinite.com for terms and conditions.
It's the Lerner and Rowe. One call, that's all. Call of the day. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
Penix lobs into the end zone. Touchdown.
You're hot.
More.
How about Washington and Oregon Friday night? Another close one as Washington took care of business, won by 3, as they did earlier in the season against Oregon. Oregon now gets a trip down here to Phoenix and Glendale to play Liberty in the Verbo Fiesta Bowl. But a lot of conversation about FSU being snubbed. And now, a lot of people talking about it, and it's been a topic of choice for the last, less than 24 hours or so. But, I kind of look at it and I think they need to stop calling it. Well, They can now, but for this year, it's not the CFP. It's not the college football playoff. It's an invitational.
Yes.
It really
That's
is.
a good point, Rock.
Because if you really look at it,
that.
it's you're being invited to play because the last 4 months have not mattered. All right, in college football, because you look at Florida State, they did everything they needed to do.
Mm-hmm.
All right, they won every game on the field, and you lose your quarterback, but because you lost your quarterback, that's the reason.
But you
one
still
of the
won.
reasons
You still won your
championship game.
Yep.
I mean, what are these unwritten rules that we don't know about that are part of the criteria? You know, and the fact that the one that I had the biggest gripe is they knew Travis was out already last week, and the committee moved Florida back into the top 4. The committee was confident that Alabama, you know, I guess they know that Alabama's not going to have any injuries moving forward, right? You know, they're not going to get a case of food poisoning or something in the next month.
Well, I'll throw something else at you as well, too. And if you got Georgia pretty much at number 1 the entire year, you have Bama beats them, and then Georgia drops down to number 6 versus 5. They drop Florida State. Georgia can also make a case, why aren't they in the top 4 as well, too, when they've been rolling at number 1 or number 2 the entire year. They've beaten everybody and their mother, except for in the title game, the SEC title game, against Alabama, who lost to Texas. So you look at that as well. So they've got a gripe as well, too. And I think Georgia's a lot better team than a Florida State.
It's the favoritism of the SEC,
It
right?
is.
All right?
I agree with that.
Absolutely.
I mean, Florida State did what they needed to do.
Yes.
They scheduled tough non-conference games like LSU and Florida, both SEC teams.
Yes.
The Tigers beat LSU by a wider margin than Alabama did. You got to look at that, right?
Seminoles.
Yeah. So, yeah. I don't know why I said the Tigers.
That's okay.
No, they beat the Tigers.
Yeah.
They
They
beat
beat the
LSU.
Tigers. Yeah,
Yeah,
LSU. I
they
said
beat
right.
LSU, yeah.
Okay,
Seminoles.
you're throwing me off. I don't
Yeah.
know why you're saying Seminoles, but there's no perfect system. Okay, I get it, but there's biases there. There's got to be, right? I
Well,
mean, it's an imperfect system, and I know we're going to get to 8 next year, right? Okay, that's
12,
gonna change,
12,
or 12,
12.
12. That's going to change everything, right?
Yes.
It's still going to be a problem.
Well, all I can say about what took place is that, and Manuch, who is our football guru, always says defense wins championships.
It's true.
And Florida State, with that defense, went out and won a championship and got hosed. Now, look, we all know that they were not going to leave an SEC team out of the national championship playoffs. We knew that that was not going to take place. And when Texas came in at number 3, Manuch, to me, the writing was on the wall.
Well, and I think Georgia's a better team than Texas. So could you imagine having 2 SEC teams?
Oh, my gosh.
And with one loss apiece?
They would love it.
I mean, they would love it.
Would,
absolutely.
Yeah.
But I think that your point, Rock, about it being an invitational is more along the lines of what this is truly all about. Because we can throw 25 different reasons from here to Shinola and say why Florida State should or should not be in it. But I mean, if you want the best teams, the 4 best teams left in the nation, I would say, okay, I get it. But I think Georgia is one of those 4, and I would probably pop Texas out of there. But they can't do that.
No, let me ask you this.
They can't do that.
If you had $100 to bet, Florida State, Washington.
Oh, I'd take Washington.
I'll say I'd take Florida
I
State.
would say Washington.
I'd take Florida State.
Better offense.
Yeah, I'd take Florida State.
I'll take Washington in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I'd take Florida
Absolutely.
State. Well, we don't know the answer, but that's what I'd take.
Heisman Trophy candidate. I mean, you got the whole 9 yards. When I saw them shut down Oregon and win with their running game and close the deal out, absolutely. I think it's a better competition in the Pac-12 with Washington. They're more battle-tested. They're more seasoned. All the above. Absolutely. Washington over Florida.
Do you like Washington against Texas then?
Yes, I do. Okay. I do like that. I like that.
So I'm not as high on Washington. Watching them barely get by Washington, barely getting by Arizona, barely getting by ASU. I mean,
they won when they won.
Okay, but
Florida
State did too.
Yes, they did.
Okay.
That's where I'm trying to get to.
But
all right, people are saying they didn't blow out Louisville. All right, they needed to blow out Louisville, but they didn't. But they still won. They did what they were supposed to do.
I get it. So, but I think the other thing too is you look at the better conference championship game was Oregon and Washington versus Louisville and Florida State.
Okay.
So you look at that as well too. I mean, so Washington played a much better team. They had all hands on deck.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Florida State had the 4th hardest schedule.
Okay, but all that being said,
you know,
you look at the overall conference some of the teams they played. The conference was down, guys. I mean, that's the one thing I look at. And I watched Florida State.
Was the conference down? Duke was better. North Carolina was better.
Clemson was down.
Okay.
They were down. You look at some of the other areas, but I just look at it overall from, I'm watching the pack, watching the more of the top-rated teams that Washington beat, even Oregon beat, more so than Florida State.
It's a flawed system either way you look at it.
It's
thank God
to have 5. Another thing is the money aspect. ACC loses out on $8 million.
Right.
I mean, that's a big deal too. I mean, that's a payout that they would get if they were in the CFP. And now we're hearing that, Florida State and the powers that be, I mean, they were already upset with what was going on, revenue share and all that, because they feel that they were bringing in more for everybody else in the ACC. But when you look at now that the fact that it's going to go legal and that you got some, legislation being written right now that is going to do everything in their power to I don't know what it's going to do.
Well, wasn't Scott the former governor? He's now a senator. And he's raised the flag about, hey, look,
what are they going to do?
They're doing nothing.
3 minutes.
They're going to do nothing.
All that is him showing his constituents that he wants to say something about
Corey
Florida
Simon is the guy. He's the state senator that's
and then,
calling for the lawsuit.
And then the lawsuit, but you have Scott chiming in as well, too.
What are you going to sue? You're going to sue a bunch of guys or a bunch of people?
All they're doing is
on a committee. You're going to sue them because your team wasn't in. Get the hell out,
Jimmy.
of
All
here.
they're doing is they're grandstanding just to make sure that constituents have their voice heard.
Agreed.
How disappointed they are in what the committee came to, and quite frankly, there can be a lot of teams over the years with this 4 playoffs, and even before that, with the BCS, that could say, "Hey, look, we should be in, that be in." You sit there and go, okay, until we get to 12 teams where you really have a true tournament,
right,
per se, versus a playoff.
I don't know, there's part of me that says, all right, Pac-10's folding anyway. Why do they get the $8 million?
Pac-12.
Pac-12. Put Florida State in there. The first 13-0
Who knows?
champion
Who knows
from
what
a Power 5 conference to miss the playoff.
Who knows what criteria? Maybe they go, well, the Florida State can handle more of the $8 million loss versus these teams. I mean, there's so many things we're not aware of. If you pull the curtain back, I'd love to be a fly on the wall
2 minutes
in those conferences. And when they break all this down, and they've broken it down every which way, but Sunday as well, too. So you go, okay, nobody really, Florida State, good, bad, or different. You just kind of felt that if Bama beat Georgia, that they were not going to be in this.
Yeah. I'm with you, and you could see it coming by the politicking by ESPN, who is heavily invested in the SEC. And they've been politicking for 2 weeks that if Bama beats Georgia, they should be in. For 2 weeks, that's all of their shows have been about.
I think everybody has a legitimate case for the final 2 spots.
Yep.
I think, depending on what fan base you're talking to, Alabama can make, they were hot late. Florida State, of course, undefeated. Georgia has been on top of the world for 2 years, and then Texas, of course, what they did took care of Alabama. I mean, there's legitimate cases, but somebody's going to get
hosed.
It's going to get hosed, yeah. And it sucks that they didn't foresee this when they came up with this plan to do 4. They should have done at least 6, so the 5 power conferences could be part of this,
correct,
and get a piece of the pie when it comes to the financial aspect of this. And then, maybe that 6 team would have always been an SEC team. That's all right. I wouldn't mind seeing Alabama and Georgia. I think they're 2 best teams in the SEC.
They're good. They're talented teams.
Jax, you had something to say?
Yeah, I was just going to say, when they created the 12-team playoff, they originally were going to make it this year, the first year.
Right.
Yeah.
But guys like George Kliakoff
where's he at now?
Did not favor that scenario. So realistically, they could have made it happen, but I think they got it right.
They passed on it.
Hey, I want to remind you, tomorrow we'll be out at the El Bandino Tequila Barrio Queen. Well,
that's us.
It's Barrio Queen. But
something like that.
Yeah, but El Barrio,
something like that. Right?
El Bandino.
Yes.
Tequila.
Yeah.
El Bandino Yankee Tequila Tuesday.
That sounds like every time Bobby Mack signs off on a Tuesday. That's what that just sounded like.
I know. He always gets in that. He likes tequila. We got to get him a bottle for the holiday. But and then BKD's Backyard Joint, our first stop there on Wednesday. So that's Pecos and McQueen in Chandler. So we'll be there on Wednesday, and then Twin Peaks Camelback, and then Toyota. So that's our schedule this week. But coming up, we'll catch up with ABC 15 Sports Director Craig Fooey for his weekly stop as we do Fact or Fooey. It's Roc and Manuch, Jimmy, out here at Casino Arizona.
Clear. What's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix?
Arizona is the top team in the land in the brand new USA Today men's basketball coaches poll rankings. Houston, Kansas, Purdue, and UConn round out the top 5. The Cardinals overcame 2 separate weather delays and a hostile Pittsburgh crowd to come away with a win over the Steelers. The Suns are back in action against the Lakers in tomorrow's in-season tournament quarterfinals. Coyotes goaltender Connor Ingram named the NHL's first star of the week for helping the team go undefeated. He's in goal tonight against the Caps. Sun Devil defensive lineman and 2023 COSAC leader B.J. Green announced his entry into the transfer portal. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
The Sun Devil men's basketball season is fast approaching. Frankie Collins, who drives to the goal, dunks it in. Join the action this year and catch USC, UCLA, Washington, and Arizona when all come to Desert Financial Arena in the final year of the Pac-12 Conference. Collins, great spin move, drives to the basket and lays it in. Get your tickets today by calling 480-965-5812 or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Sun Devil men's basketball, onward to victory. I got it.
Money is growing Monday nights from the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. It's the only time of the year when you can win cash just for watching football. Join Roc and Manuch and friends for their Monday night tailgate event in Casino, Arizona every Monday and win your share of the cash.
Rock for WrightToyota.com. At Wright Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on WrightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at WrightToyota.com.
Looking for the perfect destination to perfect your putting? Welcome to Putting World, the ultimate 18-hole indoor putting course designed to delight golf enthusiasts of all levels. Immerse yourself in the art of putting as you navigate our greens. Whether you're a seasoned golfer or a curious beginner, Putting World promises an unforgettable experience for everyone. Swing by today to elevate your golf game to new heights. Visit us at the Scottsdale Promenade or learn more at puttingworld.com.
Get ready for double the fun on the 101. Introducing the Salt River Rewards Program at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort, the Valley's newest and best. With multiple tiers and endless benefits, we've got something for everyone. Don't miss out on the excitement. Salt River Rewards, the Valley's premier player rewards program, now at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort. 2 properties, 1 amazing club, offering limitless fun on the 101. Discover the best in the Valley at saltriverrewards.com.
Need a new big screen for the football season? Twin Peaks, Blue Moon, and Coors Light has your chance right now. Text PEAKS to 59925. Standard message and data rates apply. That's PEAKS to 59925.
When it comes to insurance, we don't focus on the competition. We focus on our customers. At Crest Insurance Group, customer service is not what we do, but who we are. Now more than ever, businesses and families are turning to knowledgeable partners to help provide them with the insurance coverages they need. We've worked hard to become one of the country's top independent agencies, and our clients benefit from our vision, experience, and outstanding service. Contact Crest and let our insurance professionals tell you what they see. You'll be glad you did.
Wendy's Peppermint Frosty and Frosty Cream Cold Brew make the perfect gift for anyone in your life, especially for you. Yeah, this year you're sitting on your own lap and getting yourself what you want. Finally. And now every day this season, unlock 20% off your total when you get any small, medium, or large Frosty in the Wendy's app. So order something from your own wish list this year.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's with app offer and registration. Applies to menu items only. Taxes and fees excluded.
Some intimate parts need the gentle, easy trim of a Gillette trimmer.
He's there.
And some need the closeness and comfort of a Gillette Intimate razor.
No problem.
While others need a Gillette anti-chafe stick. Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get down there. Buy now.
Check out what DraftKings has to offer with code SPORTS, because life's more fun when you're in on the action. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. See DraftKings.com for details.
Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. It's time for Fact or Phooey with ABC 15 Sports Director Craig Phooey. Phooey joins the guys each Monday to break down the top stories of the weekend. And as a reminder, Manuch writes the questions. Now here's ABC 15's Craig Phooey.
Phooey, how's your Monday going?
So far, so good, fellas. What's going on? Victory Monday.
I know. And we're going to talk a little bit about these Yotes a little bit later, too. But we got to talk about this Cardinals. We got Factor Phooey. We do it every week with ABC 15's Sports Director, Craig Phooey. And here's the first one. And we'll start with the Cardinals. So the Cardinals' formula of running game and a passing game, pretty much to the tight ends, will be the only way they will win any of their last 4 games. Fact or Phooey? Running game, passing game.
Do they have it? Do they have a shot at these last 4 games? I guess maybe the Bears, huh?
Chicago.
Yeah.
Chicago.
Maybe at the Bears. Yeah.
If Seattle's out of it, they might be throwing the towel. They're out of it by the last game of the year.
No. Who's throwing the towel in? Stop.
I'm just saying.
Stop it. No, listen, it was a weird game yesterday, wasn't it?
Yes.
It was just a strange, 2 long delays, weather delays, and the rain and the snow kind of mixed in before half. And then, it was a weird game. But the Cardinals, listen, I will say this. Mike Tomlin said after the game, right afterwards, because we played like a JV team. We suck, and then TJ Watt came out and said, we're awful, man. We're terrible. We played awful today. And they did. They're not wrong, right? The Steelers' offense was horrible. Their defense, which has been keeping them in games and give them 7 wins, played just awful yesterday. But the Cardinals had a formula yesterday where they just ran the ball a little bit to James Conner. Didn't have a lot in the first half. He finished with 105 yards, and then they threw to Trey McBride. 8 catches, 89 yards. So not a bad day for the offense, and put up 24 points.
And then you look at the tight end, he and Swaim, 10 catches out of the 13 completions for one Kyler Murray, which leads you to my next question. Cardinals tight end Trey McBride, who now has 56 catches on the year, is trending, Coach Phooey, to become a potential all-pro tight end in the next few years. Trending to become a potential all-pro tight end in the next few years to come. Fact or Phooey?
You know what I like about you, Manuch? You don't ever jump the gun on anything. It's just like we got.
Never. Not me, Coach.
We're 12 games in, and my God, Trey McBride's going to be an all-pro in a few years. Hey, how many years? Let me just ask you this: how many years did we complain that the Cardinals couldn't cover a tight end?
We still complain about
15?
it. Yeah, we still complain. Look at the Rams tight end.
Or had one to throw to.
The tight ends make a career versus the Cardinals defense.
Yeah, and so Trey McBride did the same thing with the Steelers yesterday. It was nice to see. He had that 100-yard game, 3 or 4 games ago, which was nice. And then he comes up with 89 yesterday, which was nice. But listen, it was not the Steelers' best performance. It was a strange game with the 2 long delays and the weather. But I think the Cardinals went out, and obviously you could tell James Conner was he was doing his homecoming, right? Yeah. He was just going to keep battling until the end. But it was a fun victory, right? Nobody expected him to beat the Steelers, and they got a win.
Signature win.
Yeah, it was really.
Signature win.
Because
Steelers.
Yes, because as Manuch always writes the questions, Phooey, the Cardinals beating playoff contending teams Dallas and Pittsburgh proves there's light at the end of the tunnel for the future. Fact or Phooey?
We're on our way, Coach. We are on our way. We beat the only 2 out of the 3 games we won are playoff contending teams. Go figure that. So there's got to be hope for the future, right, Coach?
Well, either that or it was a full moon both those Sundays. Listen, I always hold out hope, right? I'm a diehard Cardinals fan. I've been around this valley for a long, long time. I cheer for the team. I want them to succeed. They're not a very good roster this year. And Monty Ossenfort has his work cut out for him trying to get this thing put together in the next couple of years. But they're trying to make a decision on Kyler, and are they going to keep him? Is he the quarterback of the future? He's showing some signs of success, right? He threw a couple bad balls yesterday, but overall, not bad. 13 of 23, 145 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 sacks. So listen, they got a lot to do. There's a long road ahead, but there is some light at the end of the tunnel. I always hope. But keep in mind, this Cardinals franchise has been abysmally bad over the 36 years they've been here in the Valley.
All right, next one with ABC 15's Craig Phooey. The Yotes, now winners of 4 in a row, 12-9-2, are becoming legitimate playoff contenders early in the season. Fact or Phooey?
early in the season.
Yep.
You betcha.
First quarter.
Hey, they've been fun to watch, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's a fun team to watch. I enjoy watching them. They're one of those teams that we said back in September they're going to be sneaky good, right? People aren't going to expect them to do much, but they're going to sneak up on some people, and they have. And they put together a good group. I like Bear, the coach, and I think Andre Turney's doing a good job with this group. They got good rotations, and they're playing at Mullet, which gives them a little Mullet magic over there. And then they're on Arizona 61, ABC 15. So, it's all good.
And, Coach, with you and ABC 15 being so dialed in, we are hearing rumor that they may have a announcement of a legitimate site or proposal coming up. So what are all your big sources down there at ABC Channel 15 tell you?
What I'm hearing is it's a second potential site. That's what I've heard. So I don't know if that's going to be, it's like they already have one, right, that they haven't divulged yet.
Right.
And then this is apparently a second one that they're working on.
Another
So the rumor I got last week was this was going to be a second potential site.
Well, it's good to have options. It sounds like they've got some it sounds like they've got at least some movement moving forward, right?
Rock, we've been talking options since 2009.
Yeah. I just want to get this book to the printer.
Oh my God!
Ready to go.
Coach, between you, me, and Rock have been to every scenario since all this started, going way back. I think that we all three could combine and write the book on this franchise, right?
Yeah, bankruptcy in 2009 has been just a spiral downward since, right? It's just craziness. And obviously 2012 they made the playoff run, which was awesome. But then it's just been, a nightmare for that franchise and those people. I feel bad for the players, right? They deserve a home arena.
And
they deserve a permanent place, and they've had to play without one for a long, long time now. So
they still have
I just feel like there's one more story to write, and then we can take it to print.
Yep. There you go. Hey, you could send your camera guy out to that toxic dump. It's still there in Tempe.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Oh, touche, Jimmy B. All right, last one, Coach. The CFP committee cannot
wait. You mean the
College Football Playoff Committee?
The invitation.
Excuse me. The Invitational Committee cannot wait until next year when they will have the 12-team playoff system. Fact or phooey?
Listen, I've been calling for a playoff for 20 years, right? This has been silly forever. And every other division in college football, even NAIA, has a 16-team playoff. NCAA Division I has not had one because of obviously the big money in the bowl games. I love the bowl games, don't get me wrong. But this, I've always said for 20 years, they could play these playoff games in bowl games, which is what they're going to do next year. But yeah, listen, there was no positive outcome for this committee this year.
Yeah.
You had too many good teams at the top, and I feel terrible for Mike Norvell and Florida State. They didn't do anything wrong. They didn't do a thing wrong other than their quarterback got hurt, and then Alabama beat Georgia, and that was it. And I feel terrible for a team that's an ACC champion, 13-0. Talk about whatever you want, but it's difficult to go undefeated in any sport at any level. And they did it. And so I feel terrible for them. Now they got a chance in the Peach Bowl against Georgia. So we'll see.
That should be an outstanding game. Fui, are you guys sending a camera crew out for to LA for the big in-season NBA tournament with the Suns?
We're not.
No, okay.
Win or go home, Coach. Win or go home.
I know if they make it to Vegas, that game Saturday night's on ABC, so we will have representation there.
There you go. All right.
And then did I mention we've got 5 Wednesday night NBA games on ABC in January?
Wow.
Every Wednesday in January. Yeah.
Wednesday hoops on ABC 15.
That's awesome.
You guys stepping up. All right. All right. Keep up the hard work, Fui. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
You got it. That's Craig Fui joining us, ABC 15. Today he's brought to you by Twin Peaks, your football and now college basketball headquarters. How about Arizona? Number 1 now in the AP as we're getting down to the wire in college football and NFL and all that good stuff. But for our contest with Twin Peaks at Coors Light Blue Moon, giving away 5 big screen TVs. You can enter daily. You only got 2 more weeks. Text PEAKS to 59925. That's PEAKS to 59925. Standard message and data rates apply. But we're coming to you from the CAZ Sportsbook. Do we have Casey Walsh today? Yes, Casey will be here next. And then the transfer portal officially has opened today. So we'll dive into that too at first with Football at 50. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy.
check this.
Clear.
This is The Herd. You're excited. I'm excited.
With Colin Cowherd.
So it is official. It's official. The San Francisco 49ers are the most talented team in the league. It's not worth arguing. They're 9-0 when healthy. They blew the doors off the Cowboys and humiliated the Eagles. When healthy, it's the best roster in the league. It's not particularly close.
This is The Herd. Tomorrow at 10. Listen to Fox Sports 910 anywhere on our free iHeartRadio app.
Tease the season at Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf for holiday specials this year. Featuring the Ping G430 drivers, which combine the ultimate combination of distance and forgiveness. And from Bushnell, the new Tour V6 Series laser rangefinders provide you the most accurate distances in golf. There's always gift cards in any amount for the special golfer you're shopping for. Vans Golf Shops is home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Shop us in store or online at worldwidegolf.com.
Looking for a change in your career? All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings now available in customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278.
When you use your electric vehicle in autopilot or self-driving mode, accidents can still happen. Whether you're considered at fault or not, you may still have a claim. Lerner & Rowe has a dedicated team skilled in this new science. We are the first law firm in America with the ability to review the proprietary software and hold electric vehicle manufacturers responsible. If you or a loved one were injured in an electric vehicle accident, call Lerner & Rowe today.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of Game Day.
The right price, the right selection. It's all now at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. Stop by today and see why Wright Toyota continues to be Arizona's top Toyota dealership, located just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard and online at wrighttoyota.com.
The will to win is important, but preparing to win is essential. At Crest Insurance, we understand that the road to success is not one that you go alone. Whether it's your family or business, you're not buying insurance, you're buying protection. That's why so many turn to the professionals at Crest Insurance. Our team has the experience to help you safeguard the things that matter most. It's not just an insurance policy, it's peace of mind.
Hi, I'm Dominic from Venezia's. Let's talk holiday catering. We can cater for just a few or a few hundred.
That's right, Dominic. Ordering for your holiday party is easy at Venezia's. We'll work with you and develop a menu that can include pizza, pasta, salads, and even stromboli. We serve authentic Italian food using only the freshest ingredients. It's food that will leave everyone begging for more.
Holiday catering from Venezia's. Check out our catering menu at venezias.com.
Time is of the essence with COVID-19. Prescription oral treatment must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms. If you have a high risk factor, ask your doctor if treatment is right for you. Learn more at treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
CEOs You Should Know gives you an opportunity to learn from some of the top business executives across Arizona. Hey, it's Jody Ayler, and I'm excited to learn, so come join with me by searching CEOs You Should Know Phoenix on your free iHeartRadio app.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance abuse crisis, 988 provides 24/7 compassionate support and connection to trained counselors. When you call, text, or chat 988, you'll be quickly connected to trained crisis counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. There is hope. The Lifeline works. You are not alone. For 24/7 support, just call, text, or chat 988.
Sponsored by Vibrant Emotional Health.
Let's get ready for football! It's Football at 50, the latest top football story trending this hour, right here with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910, the iHeartRadio app.
College football's 30-day winter transfer portal is now open officially. Players have until January 2nd to enter the portal. And about 1:30 today, it was up to about 2,100,000 today. Kyle McCord is the latest, along with Cam Ward and Riley Leonard and Dante Moore, UCLA, and just a ton of guys that are leaving some pretty big programs to go into the list. And there a comprehensive list I just saw, large numbers. NC State, who had a good year, 14 guys.
Wow.
Cincy, 13. Vanderbilt, 13. Ohio State, 8. Michigan State, 9. I mean, the list goes on and on. Utah lost 8. So a lot of guys went out.
If you got the money and you got the recruiting, and that's why the high school kids are probably on the back list right now until they get all that settled in and make that happen.
I would love to know, and maybe you could start talking to some guys. I want to know what they're getting. I want to know what the rate card is. If you're a wide receiver and you played at a Power 5 school, you're worth this,
right?
By transferring to another Power 5 school.
I got to say, well, what I know, some of the quarterbacks they're the minimum I've heard and know about it, anywhere from 85 plus. So it's just kind of a start at 85. And
why wouldn't you?
Oh,
I mean, you transfer 4 times.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? It could be.
I mean, you make $400,000.
Yeah. Free agency at its finest in college football.
Another way that you can make some money, not by being a collegiate athlete, is it's coming out here to the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Say hi to our friend Casey Walsh, who joins us now to kind of recap Sportsbook, look ahead as Cardinals and Steelers. I think going into the weekend, Cardinals aren't going to win. You're going east. You got an early game. I mean, the list goes on and on why they shouldn't win. But man, did they fool a lot of people, and a well-deserved. Going in, where was the money?
At the sportsbook, it was definitely on the Steelers minus the 6 points. Also, a lot of money lines with the Steelers, a lot of teasers bringing the Steelers down just to winning the game, which is crazy living in Arizona. Normally, hometown bias is normally betting on their hometown teams. But it's really not the case with the Cardinals. Everybody's fading them pretty much.
Did it change at halftime at all? Did like you took first half money and then second half
weather
money?
delays.
Or weather delays.
Yeah, no, I mean, there wasn't really much in-game wagering on it. There were a couple bets here and there just because of the 2 weather delays like that coming off the board like that. Game went well into the afternoon game slate, so a lot of people didn't really get too involved in the in-game.
What was your thoughts on the 49ers and Eagles game being 3 going into the weekend? We all saw the outcome, and you're saying, wise guys, do it again. I mean, here they are. Where was the money initially earlier in the week when the lines started coming out?
A lot of it was on the Eagles, I would say, mostly from, say, your recreational type bettors. The Eagles at home getting +3 to everybody. It's just weird. Because if you take the Niners, normally they say home field's worth 3 points, right? So you're really saying that the Niners were a 6-point to a 7-point favorite if it was in San Francisco, and then that they're probably about a 4-point to a 3-point favorite at, say, a neutral site.
Take me then to the game that we watched last night with Green Bay and Kansas City, and then a bettor came in just before the game kicked and made a lot of money on that game.
Yeah, so we had a big bettor come in right before kickoff, about 10, 15 minutes before, taking the Packers +6. But it was a weird day because that game opened at +6. It dropped all the way down to 4. So when the line got to 4, 4.5, even to 5, everybody was betting the Chiefs. But yeah, we had some sharp, bigger bets come in on the Packers late.
What about some of the conference championships in college football on Saturday? FSU, Louisville, Bama, Georgia. Where was a lot of money there? Was there any surprises?
A lot of money was actually on Alabama getting the points. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had some good money on the under. The Texas game everybody was all over Texas. The over in that game as well was 56.5. I think that was over at halftime. For the ACC, a lot of the money was on Louisville, actually.
Wow.
In your experience, bowl week, 2 weeks of bowls, 43 games, all that good stuff. Is there any advice you could give anybody? Because I know, you got to look at the transfer portal now. That's something new. What quarterbacks are going to play, not play. Bo Nixon says he's going to play in the Verbo, Oregon Liberty, which 15.5. I can see people putting a lot of money on that one right now because that game could be a boat race. It could be, you were saying 68-15 or some crazy number.
Could be a big nut on that game, I would think.
Is there anything else like you kind of see certain trends during bowl season?
It's really weird because the lines are going to fluctuate so much as more and more people leave.
3 minutes.
If some people get, quote unquote inside information, they can really know what side to bet. Like we saw a lot of things last year, like UCLA was -4. They opened in the bowl. A couple people bet it. They ended up closing at -12.
Wow.
So you can see huge swings in these lines depending on who's going to play, who's not going to play. Like USC announced Caleb Williams isn't playing.
Right.
So they put that out kind of early. So that'll already kind of be reflected in the line. But some of these guys might not until the week of.
Well, especially the quarterback position. I mean, you look at, Will Howard, K-State, won't be around. You talk about Caleb Williams, McCord, Ohio State taking on Missouri. I mean, that could fluctuate. So I got to imagine that'll all be weighed in when you throw that in the blender to see what kind of numbers come out. So would the safer bet be more of the over-under versus the actual spread? When you see all the movement with the quarterback specifically, with the teams that won't have their starting quarterback?
Yeah, you can definitely look more towards the total. I think a lot of people more or less like the sides of the games, but they don't really have any information about it until really close to the game time. So, I mean, you could get a line right now at say, -3, but in 3 weeks that line might be -7, 8.
Wow.
So you lose a lot of value.
That's a big
big
number,
jump.
man.
Yeah, it is.
I think
That's
it's
a
just
huge
unfortunate that, the transfer portal opening today, all these quarterbacks and all these wide receivers and linemen and all that. One of the greatest perks of being a student athlete is the reward of going to a bowl game.
Sure.
Yeah.
And to be with your friends and teammates for a week. You travel to a warm climate in most cases, unless you're going to Boise. But you get an opportunity to play in a bowl game and all the perks you get with that. You get the gifts and all that, and you get to play in a bowl game. But now 2,100 kids are out. There's a problem with that. Why wouldn't they move the transfer portal to January 1st?
I'll tell you
and
why.
revamp this whole recruiting?
1 minute.
Because what they want to do is they want to have everybody recruited so they can start the semester. So they do it in early December. Yep. They make sure they get all the recruiting in. And then when they get that, they sign so-and-so, pardon the phrase, sign. When they get them to come and sign, they want all these guys are looking to go be at semester and get ready for spring
40.
ball. That's why they do it so early. You can't do it in January, even though a lot of these schools will start to mid-January.
Yeah.
But they want to have that done before January 1st. You're right, Rock. It's at 40.
30.
It really
very
is.
frustrating.
It sucks. Casey, thank you as always, buddy.
Of course.
Appreciate you coming on. Rudy Carpenter and Frank Sanders next as we continue from the CAZ Sports Book. It's 9:10.
I need a tease.
Oh, Manuch tease.
Whenever you're ready. Hello? Anybody there? Yes, please. No, you're okay. Rolling. Go ahead. No. You got to tease Frank. Thank you.
Service charge and taxed with sale. Fees, terms, and restrictions apply. See cricketwireless.com for details.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there. And around there. And even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
Joe Brown here with Accident Law Group. If you were hurt in an accident, find us on the web at accidentlawgroup.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Tomorrow from 10 to 1. This is KGME Phoenix. KESCH Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports talk, podcasts, and music. Free never sounded so good.
Goats goaltender Connor Ingram was named the NHL's first star of the week for helping the team go undefeated. He's in goal tonight against the Caps. The latest USA Today men's basketball coaches poll rankings has Arizona at number 1, Houston, Kansas, Purdue, and UConn fill out the top 5. Sun Devil defensive lineman and 2023 co-sack leader B.J. Green announced his entry into the transfer portal. The Cardinals overcame a couple of separate weather delays and a hostile Pittsburgh crowd to come away with a win over the Steelers. Suns are off. They'll face the Lakers tomorrow in the in-season tournament quarterfinals. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For tonight, look for partly cloudy skies, temperatures dipping down into the low 50s. And then for your Tuesday, a big warm-up. Temperatures jumping about 10 degrees up to about 80 for your daytime high with mostly sunny skies. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Ski Pro. Ski Pro celebrates the holidays with savings up to 60% off on skis, snowboards, clothing, and accessories in Phoenix, Desert Ridge, and Mesa Riverview. Find Arizona's largest selection with guaranteed low prices in-store or online at skipro.com. Happy holiday savings from Ski Pro.
Time for the top local and national stories of the hour. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching. There's no better place in the Valley to get in on the action. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar. Now, guys, what's your top story this hour?
Opportunities out there now with Michael Carcone. He's got the puck and he scores! Now Keller, Dursey to the front, they scored! It's Nick Schmaltz. Picks up the junk on the power play, and it's 2-0. Michael Kesselring drops it. Michelli scores! Matias Michelli! They score early, and they score late. 3 Cobb Coyotes. Zucker will spin it in behind net. Valimaki trying to lock it up. Carcone is there again. Carcone to the front. They score! Carcone just throws it in front.
After the goal line stand, Murray, end zone, that is caught, and that is a touchdown. McBride gets it. With Fitzpatrick and Casey on him. 3rd and 1, multiple tight ends. Connor sledgehammering in for the touchdown. Connor in the big return to the state of Pennsylvania where he was growing up.
How about James Conner rushing for, 105 yards, 2 touchdowns against his former team and a city that he grew up and played college ball as well. And you heard the Yotes, they've won 4 straight. They got the Caps tonight. We just found out Arizona, the Wildcats, they are number 1 in the country in the AP college basketball poll. And the Suns heading to L.A. tomorrow to face the Lakers in the quarterfinals of the in-season tournament in the NBA. And Arizona, go back to Arizona Wildcats football, finishing 14th in the final college football playoff rank, went up 1. Will meet Oklahoma in the Alamo Bowl in San Antonio. So there are some of the top headlines today, which are brought to you by the CZ Monday Night Tailgate promotion that we do each and every week. We've been doing it for 25 years, and we encourage you to come on out to join us, watch the game, bet the game. Join us every Monday night. Your share winning some cash. We do our kickoff jackpot, props, squares. It's all free. You just got to be here. Jackpot's close to $3,000. It's the Monday Night Tailgate here at the CZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Bengals and Jags, 6:15. We'll start with the Cardinals and their win. And Kyler Murray doing what he needed to do. His numbers aren't great. They don't jump off the page. 13 of 23, 145 yards, and a touchdown to Trey McBride, who ended up with a team-high 8 catches for a team-high 89 yards. Cards out 3. Let me
throw this one at you then. To me, that 99-yard drive in the poor weather conditions,
pouring rain,
and Kyler Murray does not make a mistake on that drive.
Yeah, he did his job.
He did
what we expect him to do.
Yep.
You know, he found his tight end. I think there's like 3 or 4 key third down conversions. James Conner, who stepped up was the offensive line for this Arizona Cardinals team. They really stepped up, 150 yards rushing, which I think took a lot of pressure off Murray and the passing game. The only passing game they had was to their tight ends. And I think they did a good job was getting the ball out quick.
Mm-hmm.
He was under center more so than he has been his other 3 games. And here in the 4th game, he looked more comfortable to me, found his tight ends more so quicker. Really didn't, I would say the wide receivers weren't involved per se. When you look at Hollywood Brown, 0 catches, really was nothing there for him. Rondale Moore, kid can't catch a break, gets a touchdown catch, but gets called back on a penalty there. They're trying to get the ball down the field, but for this Cardinals team to win, when they do win, the emphasis is on getting the ball to the tight end to McBride or Swain.
Okay.
And also James Conner being a huge part of it. They didn't get away from the running game because Pittsburgh could not do anything on the offensive side. So I thought the defense did a good job of stepping up, stuffing Najee Harris on that goal line stand. Like, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, you would think that they could just pound that in, but they didn't. And it was like the Steelers looked like the Cardinals did last week. Home game, thinking they can just put their helmet on the field and beat the Cardinals. They didn't have any energy, didn't have any life. And the Cardinals were embarrassed, quite frankly, last week by their performance. They came out, they stepped it up. They basically slammed the door on them defensively. Pittsburgh got a late touchdown. I call it garbage touchdown. But I really thought that they played one of their better games, better overall games, much like the Dallas Cowboys game at home. So those are some of the things I think Jonathan Gannon challenged his team, and they stepped up, and they handled the 2 lightning delays very well as far as coming out and not letting it affect them.
So looking at Kyler Murray, because this seems like that's going to be the narrative for the rest of the season. He had a solid game. Didn't make any really bad decisions. A couple overthrows here and there. Was more accurate than in the past. Is preseason over for him now?
Oh, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we can stop talking about that?
Yeah,
you still were leading into this game.
Well, this game was his first regular season game. Okay, the first 3.
Okay.
You got the good, you had the decent, and you had a really bad. So if you look at the mean, median, mode and grade them on the curve, okay, Kyler, you have had your preseason, know the system, you've been hit, you're running around. Okay, now they can settle it. And I thought that Petzing, the offensive coordinator for the Cardinals, called a very solid, I call it uneventful game plan because he knew he could run. So, in your point, he didn't turn it over, that being Kyler.
Yeah, it's critical.
He had the 2 sacks, which they just kind of bull rushed.
I don't think there was any any plays that really were game changing negative type plays. Yeah.
Disastrous or turn the ball over. Yeah, I thought I think what Kyler's realizing is that it's okay to punt. You don't have to run around and try to force the ball.
Yeah,
it's
didn't
okay
one
to
of your
punt.
former coaches tell you that?
Yeah, Chuck Knox told us that. First day, take care of the ball, number 1, and it's okay to punt. And you can't win a game on one play. Those are some of the things as a veteran quarterback you see.
Are we seeing this team come together? Are we seeing the growth? Are we seeing a type of a team under this coaching staff that Cardinal fans could really embrace?
Yes, I would.
Are we just, it's one game?
I'm going to say not yet.
Okay.
I will say defensively they're getting there because they've done more with less on that defense.
Agree with that.
I mean, I'll tell you what, they have done. They've had moving pieces. They've had guys hurt. They've had linebackers out. They've had this guy out. But I think that the philosophy with them on defense has really had them around the ball. And I will say this. I think Xavier Collins has grown twofold this year as that outside linebacker / defensive end, whatever you want to call him. And that's really helped a lot. Now, offensively, if their line can remain healthy and they can commit to running the ball and James Conner can stay healthy, that's the bell cow right there, guys. Not Kyler Murray. It's a running game to allow Murray to go ahead and with the play action and get the ball to their effective receivers. Now, they still don't have their home run hitters in gear. Hollywood Brown's always hurt.
Right.
Rondale Moore just can't get loose. He did yesterday,
Yep.
but he got
He's gotta
called back.
catch the ball, too.
He's got to catch the ball.
He's got to catch the ball.
And then Michael Wilson's been out basically most of the year.
Hey, real quick, the Yotes tonight, they're going for the 5th straight win as they host the Washington Capitals. They beat the Blues on Saturday 4-1. That was their 4th straight win. They're now 12-9-2. Connor Ingram's got 10 wins on the season.
Give out that stat, which I found in this 4-game winning streak, what you gave out earlier, because it's impressive.
The
Stanley Cup.
Stanley Cup, yeah.
Yes.
In this rare 4-game winning streak, they have defeated the last 4 Stanley Cup winners.
That's amazing.
And tonight they got the Capitals, and if they would beat them, they won it in 2018.
Oh, by the way,
how about that? To have a schedule with Vegas, Tampa, Colorado, and then St. Louis, the 3 most recent Stanley Cup champions. It's just a great story. This team's been playing really, really
12-9-2 after 23 go.
Real quick, one more before we jump to Rudy. The Bulls, the local Bulls, Arizona Bowl and Tucson's got Wyoming. They're coming back to play Toledo. The Guaranteed Rate Bowl is Kansas and UNLV, and the Verbo Fiesta Bowl is Oregon and Liberty.
Take a deep breath, Rock. Take a deep
Go
breath.
ahead, Rock. You can say it.
I just get blown up, man. I
don't blame you.
We got to get a hold of Hancock.
Yeah, I don't understand
and
that.
say, hey, dude, come on, man. That's just there's something wrong there. Anyway, we're going to come back with Rudy Carpenter. We'll talk about the 4 teams that are in the playoff. Get his take on the transfer portal. Frank Sanders in 20 minutes. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B for the CAZ Sportsbook.
All season long, your home for some of the biggest and best games of the NFL season. Right here on Fox Sports 910. Presented by HornCars.com. That's HORNE Cars.com.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
I am looking at a new wreck on the Red Mountain. If you're westbound on the 202, it's just west of Priest, blocking off the right lane. Heavy traffic 10 westbound from the 51 over to 7th Avenue, and a crash on 51st Avenue in Southern.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. The Chalupa Supreme beefy 5-layer burrito, crunchy taco, cinnamon twist, and medium drink, Taco Bell's $5 cravings box is packed as ever, and $5 as ever. Get one at Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Contact store for price and participation which vary. Drinks excludes freezes. Tax extra.
There are many signs that you may be in financial trouble. Late mortgage payments, paying bills from your retirement account, or paying one credit card with another. If you're experiencing financial hardship, bankruptcy may be right for you. The credit industry wants you to believe that bankruptcy is bad and will destroy your credit forever, but that's just not true. At Lerner & Rowe Law Group, we'll take the time to carefully examine your situation and develop a plan that is right for you. Call Lerner & Rowe Law Group today for a free consultation.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Sean Forrester, Managing Attorney.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider. Locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
Tease the season at Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf for holiday specials this year. Featuring the TaylorMade Stealth 2 Carbon Woods that combine speed and forgiveness to unlock forgiveness. Now up to $100 off. And from Bushnell, the new Tour V6 Series laser rangefinders provide you the most accurate distances in golf. There's always gift cards in any amount for the special golfer you're shopping for. Vans Golf Shops is home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Shop us in store or online at worldwidegolf.com.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B continue to grow as they now have their own secret football menu with special pricing at BKD's Backyard Joint in Chandler. Every Sunday at 3 p.m., just ask for the Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B football menu and get special pricing. That's BKD's Backyard Joint, located at Pecos and McQueen in Chandler.
When it comes to insurance, we don't focus on the competition. We focus on our customers. At Crest Insurance Group, customer service is not what we do, but who we are. Now more than ever, businesses and families are turning to knowledgeable partners to help provide them with the insurance coverages they need. We've worked hard to become one of the country's top independent agencies, and our clients benefit from our vision, experience, and outstanding service. Contact Crest and let our insurance professionals tell you what they see. You'll be glad you did.
I have lots of fragrance lovers on my list, and Ulta Beauty has all I need to add joy to their holiday season. Shop your favorite fragrances from YSL, Carolina Herrera, Valentino, and Ariana Grande's new exclusive Cloud Pink scent. Plus, with a fragrance purchase of $70 or more, get a plush robe or throw, valued at $70, while supplies last. Shop the gifts that bring joy to everyone on your list this holiday season, especially you. Ulta Beauty, the possibilities are beautiful.
Coyotes goaltender Connor Ingram was named the NHL's first star of the week for helping the team go undefeated last week. He's in goal tonight against the Capitals. The Suns are off. They'll face the Lakers in Tuesday's in-season tournament quarterfinal battle. The latest USA Today men's basketball coaches poll rankings has Arizona as the top team in the land. Houston, Kansas, Purdue, and UConn fill out the top 5. I'm Frank Garrity.
This is Chris Broussard. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Staples Stores.
Staples holiday deals mean amazing savings for the holiday season on hot tech like laptops, game systems, earbuds, and more. Right now, save up to $350 on select PCs. In-store only. Offer ends 12/23. See an associate for details. Have yourself a merry little holiday deal at Staples.
Football is former Sun Devil quarterback, who, by the way, went 3-1 against that team in Tucson.
Carpenter going to go up with time, steps up, looks end zone, got a man, McGahee, touchdown!
And Rudy Carpenter threw that right into the teeth, into the strength of the Wildcat defense.
Rudy Carpenter, now on Roc and Manuch on Fox Sports 910 on FM at 99.9 HD2.
So we got the final year of the 4-team college football playoff, and we know the teams, a lot of controversy, one major controversy with Florida State, and the era of SEC to Big Ten, that's all going to change now. So who really won yesterday? We don't know. We'll find out after it's all said and done, but I'm curious to get our next guest's opinion on the selection yesterday and the 4 teams, and if Florida State needs to be there. Rudy Carpenter. Rudy, what do you think? Did Florida State get snubbed?
Yeah, I think they absolutely got snubbed. I mean, with that being said, I also understand, the selection committee's viewpoint, right? Like, the selection committee's viewpoint is they're trying to put together the most entertaining games, the most entertaining schedules, the best fan bases, the games that's going to get the most eyeballs and most money bet on it, right? And, they probably got it right that way. But, I mean, this is a robbery for Florida State. I mean, can you imagine being punished for having a player get hurt? You're literally missing out on a dream. You're literally being punished because one of your players got hurt. And now a selection committee is saying, hey, because one of your players got hurt, you're not going to be as an exciting of a football team, so therefore you're out.
It's interesting that, Travis was already out last week when the committee moved Florida State back into top 10, or excuse me, top 4. Mm-hmm. And then, what a week, and they don't blow out Louisville. If they would have blown out Louisville, would that have changed anything, you think?
I have no idea. I mean, I guess kind of like the NBA in-season tournament, they say that style points matter and point differential matters, et cetera, et cetera. Again, I don't really know what to think of it. Like I said, I think that Florida State got completely robbed. I definitely believe that. Super hard pill to swallow, knowing that you're not going to the playoff game or something that you can't control. With that being said, I think another huge robbery is Georgia. You're never going to convince me that Texas and Alabama are better football team than Georgia. I don't believe it. I don't. And I think that Georgia had a tougher schedule than Alabama, and they beat everybody more impressively than Alabama did. But again, you're looking at the 4 teams who are in, probably outside of Washington. You couldn't deny Washington, and the other 3 teams are huge blue blood teams, some of the oldest, with the best traditions and the best fan bases. And if you're the committee and you look at this, and from an entertainment value, they probably got it right.
It's interesting, Rudy, you talk about Georgia. I felt the same way. I felt that it would, if it's not Bama and Georgia, and so be it, move on. But they dropped Georgia to 6 underneath Florida State. And I, quite frankly, I think that the 4 that they got, I'd like to see Georgia in there as well, too. I also think they felt, whether Jordan Travis was playing or not, that these 4 teams, maybe Georgia too, might have been better than Florida State based on their schedule, even based on what the eye test showed them.
Yeah, I mean, look, and everybody knows how hard it is to beat a team 2 times, regardless, how good or bad that team is. They're very, very difficult to beat 2 times. It's especially hard to beat Nick Saban twice. Very, very difficult, especially at the end of the season. So, like I said, if you're just looking for the best teams, I don't know how you keep Georgia, out of this. I mean, as terrible as it sounds, and I hate myself for even saying this because I'm giving in to the bullcrap of, everybody else in the selection committee, I could almost see why Florida State's not in this situation, because there's no doubt they're a different team without Jordan Travis. They probably get boat raced by Michigan or Texas, whoever that they played, Washington, I don't know, whoever. They probably lose because of that situation. So I can see it. But again, I don't see how you don't think, if Georgia were to play head up with all 4 of those teams in the playoff right now, who do they lose to? Who do they go into the game as an underdog against? I don't think anybody, in my viewpoint, and they're out. So I don't really get it.
Rudy Carpenter is our guest on the Toyota guest line, right Toyota guest line. Rudy, the portal is open, and I'm telling you, there are players just flocking to the portal, and there are lots of big-name players as well. You get Cam Ward out of Washington State. According to reports, Ohio State, Oregon, USC, Michigan State, they're all interested in this guy right away. Is this going to be like sharks in a feeding tank? In other words, when the kids come out of that and into the portal, teams are going to be on them immediately.
Oh, I mean, of course. I literally, no joke, think I've had 25 phone calls today from college coaches trying to get guys. Literally, as we were on this phone call here on the radio, I had a coach at the University of Washington calling my phone trying to get a guy. Literally, and I'm not trying to name drop, just being honest. During this radio interview, I had a college coach from the University of Washington call asking me, or about to ask me about a transfer quarterback. So look, I went to ASU's banquet last night. While there, spoke to Kenny Dillingham and a lot of other coaches there. They're already shifting their attention to the transfer portal. They want offensive linemen. They want defensive linemen. They need a couple DBs. I mean, they're very dialed into what their needs are and what they're trying to get. And then you also see crazy things going on. You got a kid like Kyle McCord, who was the starter at Ohio State this year, started every game. They won every game except for the only game that matters against the University of Michigan. And he was basically run out of town by the coaching staff and the fan base at Ohio State. So he's entered the transfer portal. People ask, why would a guy like Kyle McCord enter the portal? Well, they were 12-1 or whatever their record was. They lost 1 game to the University of University of Michigan. He has his exit meeting with the coaching staff, and they tell him, look, we can't commit to you to being our starter next year after losing 1 ball game. So, here he is in the transfer portal. I mean, to me, it's an amazing situation. Day 1 of Jonathan Smith being announced hired at Michigan State, all 3 scholarship quarterbacks on that roster enter the transfer portal. This is just the new way of college football.
Rudy, have you received any kind of a formalized letter from the athletic department at ASU or or Kenny Dillingham or anybody in particular are asking that they've got a bogey that they'd like to reach. The reason why I bring this is a good friend of mine has sent me a text, a formal letter, went to UNLV alumni, UNLV personnel, but former students, that they're looking for $300,000 just to keep their players at UNLV will be coming here for the Guaranteed Rate Bowl. Have you received anything formal like this? Is a formal letter that went out to the former football players and the alumni of UNLV.
I haven't seen a letter like that myself, but like I said, on Thursday night this last week, ASU had a private event of big-time donors where they got in front of their donors and essentially broke it down to them in what it's going to take to either keep good players on their roster and or go sign really good players on everybody else's roster. You heard Matt Rule this weekend talk about what it's going to take to get a good quarterback on the open market. He basically said, if you want to get a good quarterback out of the transfer portal to come to your program, a top flight guy, it's going to cost between $1.5 and $3.5 million. ASU raised a decent amount of money on Thursday night. Yesterday at the banquet that I was at, they tried to raise some more money. With all that being said, I did think Kenny Dillingham did a good job of essentially trying to turn everybody's attention away from NIL and away from the future of the Sun Devil program, and wanted really everybody there last night just to honor the seniors and the players they had that were currently at ASU and about to leave. And I thought personally that was a good move on his behalf.
Over 2,100 players have entered since November 26th.
Wow. And they're like
1,000 today.
Like a 68 quarterbacks in the portal now.
Close to 70 now, I bet.
How many quarterbacks are we? About 68 or so, somewhere there.
It's just, Rudy, I don't know what the answer is. I don't know if anybody does, but I think it's going to get worse before it gets better unless somebody steps in, and I don't know who that is, but this free agency stuff is just not good for the student athlete. So, but hopefully it helps you out with some of your guys, get them in a place where they get an opportunity to play. And I know Manuch, the guys you train too, I know that's a big part of it. So, Rudy, we're going to talk about this transfer portal quite a bit this offseason. So thanks for making time for us today, man. We always appreciate it.
All right, guys, take care.
That's Rudy Carpenter. How about that? You got a University of Washington coach
calling him
as he's talking to us about grabbing some of the players that he trains.
Just goes to show you how big time Rudy is.
Oh, he is.
Oh, he's got a lot of good guys.
He's sponsored today by All City Towing. Looking for a career change? Well, one that actually pays and gives good benefits, great benefits. All City Towing, they're hiring. All you got to do is go to their website at allcitytowing.com and search careers. That's allcitytowing.com and search careers. Cardinals get a W in Pittsburgh. Frank Sanders joins us next to discuss. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Behold, here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
Cardinals head into their Week 14 bye, having overcome two separate weather delays and a rather hostile Pittsburgh crowd to beat the Steelers yesterday. Suns are off. They'll face the Lakers in Tuesday's in-season tournament quarterfinal battle. Coyotes goalie Connor Ingram was named the NHL's first star of the week for helping the team go undefeated last week. He's in goal tonight against the Caps. The latest USA Today men's basketball coaches poll has Arizona at number 1, Houston, Kansas, Purdue, and UConn in the top 5 as well. Sun Devil defensive lineman and 2023 COSAC leader B.J. Green enters the transfer portal. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the Heart Radio app.
This is the My Guy Referrals Weather Center. Visit myguy.com for 5-star local referrals. Make My Guy your guy.
For tonight, look for partly cloudy skies, temperatures dipping down into the low 50s. And then for your Tuesday, a big warm-up. Temperatures jumping about 10 degrees up to about 80 for your daytime high with mostly sunny skies. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Brake Masters.
The road is a formidable foe. Cars, trucks, buses, bicyclists are all a part of your daily drive. That's where Brake Masters comes in. Get your vehicle in Brake Masters shape today. Download coupons and schedule an appointment from your smartphone.
Brake Masters. We give you an honest break. The fight starts now.
On Saturday, December 16,
Legacy is decided in the desert.
fireworks guaranteed as unbeaten flyweight superstars Jesse Bam Rodriguez and England's Showtime Sonny Edwards put it all on the line.
And a sizzling World Championship unification.
Big-time boxing returns to Glendale's Desert Diamond Arena on December 16th. Don't miss out on the action. Tickets on sale now.
Starting from just $30.
Book yours now at Ticketmaster.com.
The Arizona Gym Rats Boys Club basketball program at Legacy Park is having its winter season tryouts Wednesday, December 13th from 6 to 7 p.m. Open for 1st to 8th grade players and to all skill levels. Sign up by going to EliteSportsAZ.com. That's December 13th at Legacy Park.
Hi, I'm Dominic from Venezia's. Let's talk holiday catering. We can cater for just a few or a few hundred.
That's right, Dominic. Ordering for your holiday party is easy at Venezia's. We'll work with you and develop a menu that can include pizza, pasta, salads, and even stromboli. We serve authentic Italian food using only the freshest ingredients. It's food that will leave everyone begging for more.
Holiday catering from Venezia's. Check out our catering menu at venezias.com.
Chances to win cash every Monday continues from the CAZ Sports Bar and Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The jackpot is growing. The squares and props are delivering. The food is delicious and the games have been incredible. Come out, join the Fox Sports 910 team as they host their one-of-a-kind sports promotion that has been going strong for over 20 years. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy BS Monday Night Tailgate event every week at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona.
It's Chevy truck season, and with a Chevy Silverado, there's no such thing as an uphill battle. With a Chevy Silverado, you can take on the mountains, or you can move them. Because with impressive towing capability, an available 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen, and the choice of powerful engines to pick from, whatever your mountain, there's a Silverado with the capability you need. See your Valley Chevy dealers.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the scenic views stick around after the sun sets, and your favorite cocktails keep you company long after overtime. Where else can you unwind with bourbon and late-night bites? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of Game Day.
Do you have heart failure and often hear,
"Those stomach issues ruined your birthday"?
"You're too tired to play catch, Grandpa."
Sweetie, you haven't touched your tools since the carpal tunnel syndrome diagnosis.
if these seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, talk to your cardiologist. Ask about transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy, or ATTR-CM, a rare and underdiagnosed disease that gets worse over time. Learn more at connecttoyourheart.com. That's connecttoyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
The Gillette Intimate Trimmer gives you a gentle, easy way to trim your pubic region. Or you could try waxing. Nope. From America's #1 trusted men's grooming brand. The best a man can get, down there. Buy Gillette Intimate at a retailer near you.
Hello, Phoenix. We have some exciting news. Local high school sports has a new home right here on Fox Sports 910 AM. The Coach B and Eternal radio show can now be heard right here on Fox Sports 910 every Sunday morning at 6:30 a.m. Don't miss it.
What will you find at Macy's Backstage? How about the perfect holiday gifts? Just $25 and under, like matching family.
I'm going to get rid of his intro.
fragrance sets, toys, and more. Find the latest trends, new arrivals, and great prices at a Macy's.
Let me just get you guys back,
you.
and then I'll call him one more time, and then I'll get in your ear.
With Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino,
Still want the
Arizona.
highlight?
The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Sports 910
I'll let you know, yeah.
live from CAZ
He's
Sports
calling
Bar
right
in
now, I think.
Casino, Arizona.
Yep.
For the goal line stand, Murray, end zone, that is caught, and that is a touchdown. McBride gets it.
You're hot.
With Fitzpatrick and Casey on him.
Good game for Trey McBride. Yep. Ended with 8 catches, team high 89 points as the Cardinals went on to beat Pittsburgh 24-10. Kyler Murray's numbers, not eye-popping, but did enough. No turnovers, 13 to 23, 145 yards, and that touchdown to Trey McBride. James Conner also ran for 105 and had 2 touchdowns against his former team. Jax?
I had a question for you, Manuch.
Throw it out there, Jay.
So I'm not Jax, but I got a question.
Go for it.
Okay, cool.
What a compliment. I don't know why I said Jax. I'm looking right at you.
That's I know.
And I'm looking at
that's
Jax.
why I didn't say anything.
Jax and I are talking during the break. My bad.
No big deal. So Manuch, with what you have seen now from Kyler Murray, and if they were to win one other game, they are no longer now getting that top draft choice as it is today. So you're going to stay with Kyler Murray. You're not going to try to trade up with your draft pick and try to get into that top spot to take Caleb Williams.
If I can get Caleb Williams, absolutely. If I can get up in there and pick him, and even if they feel, hey, look, we're looking at the future, there's still incomplete with Kyler Murray how he finishes the season, and they're looking at the upside of one Caleb Williams. I'm going to do all I can. But the Cardinals are pretty much going to probably blow it by winning another game or two.
Right.
And he might be gone. So at that point, what's your next priority? Excuse me. Is it going to be alignment? Is it going to be, receiver? What's it going to be? And I think that's the kind of scenario that they're going to have to take a look at.
Frank Sanders now on the right to the guest line. How you doing today, Frank?
Hey, brothers. How you guys doing? Happy Monday. I know last week was a sad Monday because we lost to the Rams, but look at what the Cardinals came back and turned up an egg in the beautiful city of Pittsburgh.
Have you had some good games there in Pittsburgh? It's not an easy place to win.
They hadn't won. No, I have not had one good game in Pittsburgh, even when I was with the Ravens.
Really?
So if you were back in 1969, looking way back at the old Three Rivers, and you weren't, Frank, and then aside from that, that's been a long, long time ago. That might be a record as far as somebody going to their town and not winning in a certain city.
It's crazy, right? When you hear that stat and you see how long the NFL has been around, as well as the Cardinals, and to realize that the Pittsburgh Steelers have been such a historical franchise, and then the Cardinals have not had a win there. I mean, it's crazy to think of that, but in reality, the Pittsburgh Steelers have been, a much more dominant organization than Arizona Cardinals have.
Frank, you look at this Cardinals team, and obviously if they're going to win, they got to have James Conner run for 100 plus, what have you. But it seems as though for Kyler Murray, since he's been back, that the initiation of the tight end is back, with McBride and Swaim having 10 of the 13 completions. You think that's by design, or you think that's just the comfort level of Kyler right now, or maybe just the lack of coverage out there in Hollywood and Rondale Moore and Michael Wilson, quite frankly, hasn't been available?
Honestly, I really think it's just all by design. You got to look at our coaching staff and where they come from, and the essence of using, the importance of using the tight end. Our OC comes from from Cleveland, and they had Joakim over there. That they're 6'6" man of a tight end. They was throwing the ball to him consistently with that running game that was in Cleveland with Nick Chubb and those guys. And so when you see him coming to the Cardinals and realizing that we had Trey McBride, Zach Ertz, a young McBride, and then Zach Ertz, who's been, prolific with tight end in the NFL, you got to make a decision what you're going to do. How is your offense players? Are the players on your offense matching your offensive system that you're bringing in, or are you trying to match the players that they already have here? And I think he's done a wonderful job. We've seen in the preseason how much use the tight end was getting. And he's just continued that trend with Kyler.
Well, okay, that all being said, then is the next piece to try even more so to incorporate a Marquise Brown or Michael Wilson once he's healthy. And I feel bad for Rondale Moore. He drops one, but he catches one for a dinger, but he gets called back. I don't know if it's just by design or the shots aren't there, but they need to add some kind of threats down the field, wouldn't you think?
No, I would agree with you 100%. I mean, I think that's the kind. So we're looking at a system that's new with our original quarterback, right? With our first round draft pick, our stud $42 million quarterback, and this is game number 5 that he's actually played in, and so teams are still trying to figure him out. I think that teams are more cascading on the idea that we'll let our front seven beat your front seven, and then we'll play deep in regards to the wide receiving core. I agree with you. I feel sad for our receivers right now because honestly, if I have a free agency opportunity, I probably want to come back here next year, seeing where my passing opportunities, my receiving opportunities have been in this offense, and I hope that it only gets better as Kyler gets better in the system. Our running games become more effective. Our tight end becomes a bigger part. That changes the defense and how they play against us. It's not more of a zone coverage. They have to bring a man in the box. They have to come down with 9 personnel instead of bringing in instead of having a 4-3 defense or something like that. It changes everything, and I think the offense is evolving as the weeks go forward. But I like what I see thus far. If this is how the Cardinals got to win, like you guys have said multiple times a day, is that it's definitely different from what you're seeing of the past Cardinals to now.
Frank Sanders is our guest on the Right Toyota guest line. Frank, then take me to what you have seen from Kyler Murray. When we first saw him on the field, he was just almost spectacular. That first game was pretty good. The second, just okay. The third, and then in a game which has rainstorms and is stopped a couple of times as well, he's not eye-popping numbers, but he does not make any mistakes. Are you getting more comfortable now with Kyler Murray as opposed to maybe what I asked Manuch before you came on the show, making a deal to trade up to get another quarterback? Can you make that determination?
Not another
now?
quarterback, Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams.
Only. Yes, only
yeah.
Caleb.
Clarify that.
Yeah.
Clarify that.
Only Caleb Williams.
Only Caleb Williams, yes.
Man, if it was that easy, I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of owners that would only like to have certain players, but it just doesn't work that way. What I am being comfortable with is I think seeing that, Drew Petzing, JG as a head coach, and what they're realizing that they have in their possession now, and what Kyler means to the team, and what the difference what he brings to the table. And I think the players see the same thing. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing that you get to see watching these guys go out and fight again. Like Pittsburgh, that's not a pushover place, it's not a pushover city, and the weather isn't conducive to what this team has been known for at all. We're not a ground and pound team. A tight end hasn't been a dominating factor. Defense has been something that is an anomaly, but they've carried the team thus far. So, I mean, you have to be excited with what you're seeing in your coaching staff and how well they have adjusted for 4 quarters of football with this team. I mean, that's regardless of wins or loss. These coaches have coached 4 quarters of football. The only game that I thought they got out-coached was really the Los Angeles Rams, where it looked like they just got out-coached on every side of the football field. But I'm excited to see that Kyler realized that you don't have to be the stud. I mean, there's a reason why they paid JC his money. We went out and got, you got an offensive lineman that you have. They drafted a first round draft pick with an offensive lineman. They're giving you pieces that is supposed to be additions to a great team. No quarterback in the NFL just does it by himself. He has pieces that make it work, and then you have an offensive coordinator and some coaches that can flat out coach their butts off with the players, with the personnel they have. I think I see that in the Cardinals. I'm with you guys. I don't know what the next 4 games are going to hold because it definitely determines,
1 minute,
what's going to happen in the draft. The Cardinals could be the upsetters of a lot of playoff predictions and a lot of playoff teams if they go out and play hard and fight for 4 quarters, or we can lay down and fight hard to get Caleb Williams. And I'm just not sure if he's necessarily the answer to what we need.
He's Frank Sanders, always nice enough to join us on Mondays at this time. We'll let you get back to the golf game, and thanks for some time today, buddy.
I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate you giving me my love back to me. I love golf.
I know. You were on suspension for a little bit there, so now you're back. So we're good. We're back at it now.
Hey, can I make a prediction?
Oh, please,
sir.
I'm pretty good at my predictions.
Oh, they're great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. The
Cardinals are going to win 10.
The 10 wins.
Yeah, 10-win prediction. Yeah, all right.
Oh, I know. 15 wins next year, right? Is that what you're going?
Hey, the Cardinals have their great the Cardinals have their charity golf event tomorrow, man, at Wild Horse Pass. I predict we will not win with my foursome.
Oh.
Wow. Wow. Well, you have fun out there, and I'm sure you got a couple Sharpies. You can sign all those autographs. So who gets the most attention at that?
Good question.
Larry?
Larry don't even like coming to charity events like that.
Really?
He don't. He says it doesn't make sense to play 5-hour golf.
I can see that.
There's some truth to that.
Yeah,
There's
there is.
truth to that. Well, hey, hit him
That's
straight,
Larry.
and I'm sure you'll look good at least. So have fun.
All right, brother. Love
right.
you guys.
Thank
Have
you,
a
buddy.
good one.
That's Frank Sanders joining us here, courtesy of All City Towing. They're hiring. Go to allcitytowing.com and search careers. All right, coming up, what's on tap tonight? There's only one thing. Well, actually, there's two. It's Monday Night Football and the Yotes. Let's get into that. And we're going to have Brad Nessler and Gary Danielson, as they signed off with SEC on CBS. You won't be able to say that anymore. We'll play some of that next. It's Jimmy B from Casino Arizona.
Clear. This is The Odd Couple with Chris Broussard and Rob Parker.
The Baltimore Ravens in real life are the real deal, and I feel way 10 times better about my pick that they will win the Super Bowl, especially because they can win in so many ways, Chris. And that, to me, is what you need. And they have it.
With Chris Broussard and Rob Parker. Today at 5, tell your smart speaker to play Fox Sports 910.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
202 Red Mountain Freeway westbound after Priest. We have the right lane blocked by an accident. 202 South Mountain Freeway northbound, just south of Buckeye Road, accident reported, and a vehicle fire. University Drive at the Loop 202.
This report is sponsored by Ritz, a taste of welcome.
Whether it's an ugly sweater party, office gift exchange, or holiday dinner at Nana's, Ritz Crackers is always there, bringing friends and family together to celebrate. So grab a box or two of Ritz Crackers for your next holiday gathering, and make this season one to remember with Ritz, a taste of welcome.
Come chill and get your fill at Arena Sports Grill. Arena Sports Grill is your home for Nebraska Cornhusker football and the National Football League. Watch all your favorite sports, plus off-track wagering with the ponies. Arena even caters to the night owls with breakfast on the weekends till 2. NFL Mondays and Thursdays are packed with happy hour specials daily till 7 and other incredible drink and food specials. It's Arena Sports Grill, 64th Street in Bell, North Scottsdale's friendly sports bar since 1998.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, rock for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
Hi, this is Kelly Cooper. Picture this. You and your friends or family are gathered around a table, laughing, toasting, and sharing stories. At the Melting Pot, we're not just a restaurant, we're an experience. Are you ready to glow up your next birthday celebration? Look no further than the Melting Pot, where unforgettable moments are created and delicious memories are made. The Melting Pot is your perfect night out, where birthdays become memories that last a lifetime. For reservations, check us out online at meltingpot.com. That's meltingpot.com.
It's Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing and your sexy status roof guy on Instagram and Facebook. Lesser roofers cut corners, cobbling together patchwork roofs to meet a budget, not State 48 Roofing. Give us a call today for your maintenance, repair, or full replacement needs.
The Sun Devil men's basketball season is fast approaching. Frankie Collins, who drives to the goal, dunks it in. Join the action this year and catch USC, UCLA, Washington, and Arizona when all come to Desert Financial Arena in the final year of the Pac-12 Conference. Collins, great spin move, drive to the basket and lays it in. Get your tickets today by calling 480-965-5812 or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Sun Devil men's basketball, onward to victory.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. On game day, you never have to decide which teams to watch. Only what combination of bites, burgers, wings, and more to order. Plus, where else are your favorite draft beers always poured at a frozen 29 degrees? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Get wings the way you want them. Try Twin Peaks wings, bone-in breaded, naked, smoked and grilled, or boneless in your favorite sauce or rub.
iPhone 15 Pro on Verizon and other Apple gifts. Save on your shopping.
For a limited time, trade in any iPhone in any condition for a great deal on the new iPhone 15 Pro with titanium and iPad and Apple Watch SE with unlimited Ultimate. Additional terms and conditions apply. Act now. Visit Verizon.com.
Some intimate parts need the gentle, easy trim of a Gillette trimmer, and some need the closeness and comfort of a Gillette Intimate Razor, while others need a Gillette anti.
If only there was somebody on the show who said the final score was going to be 12-9.
Man can get down there by now.
Hold
Yes,
on
it
to your
was.
Jingle bells. Pluto TV has all your holiday favorites.
When I picked Atlanta as my lock of the week, I said the final score will be 12-9 Atlanta.
Bill Murray or Last Holiday with Queen Latifah. Plus, dive into festive channels like holiday movie favorites by Lifetime or Hallmark movies and more.
We're always rolling back here.
Pluto TV app on all your favorite devices and
Good, bad, or indifferent. We're always rolling back here.
live channels and on demand. With thousands of free movies and TV shows, Pluto TV is your home for the
And Rock, I cut the Nestler thing down. It's about 40 seconds after I cut it down.
Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
Let's get ready for football!
It's Football at 50, the latest top football story trending this hour, right here with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeart Radio app.
All right, Week 13 ends tonight, Monday Night Football. You got the Jags playing host to the Bengals. Bengals enter the contest with a record of 5-6. They've lost their last three. Of course, Joe Burrow out for the season. Jacksonville in first place, top of the AFC South. They are 8-3, looking for their third straight win. So kickoff at 6:15 here at the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. And on Saturday, Gary Danielson and Brad Nestler gave what was a pretty emotional, tearful sign-off as the final SEC on CBS broadcast. If you remember the jingle, SEC on CBS jingle, that's been around for a long time. Both Gary and Brad have been filling houses, in your house for the last couple decades. But beginning next year, CBS will be broadcasting the Big Ten as part of a mega deal signed by the conference alongside Fox and NBC. So we wanted to play some of that as this is just a part of them signing off yesterday, or I should say Saturday, during the Alabama-Georgia game.
It's been quite a ride for us, our entire crew, Gary and I, the people that have come before us, all the places we get to see and the people we get to meet and the coaches we get to be around. And, some roads have to end somewhere, and our road comes to an end tonight with the SEC. But, partner, you always say we've had the best seat in the house.
Yep, and, they're back next year. Yeah. So it's not like we're going to not see them or hear them. But, you saw the end of the Pac-12 on Friday. Network, now the SEC on CBS. So we're just get ready for change, fans. And it's a whole new era when it comes to college football and how we watch it.
But it's traditional that on a Saturday afternoon you just went to CBS. That's it. I'm going to get one of the best SEC games at all, and you kind of go, okay, you're ingrained. And if I want to watch Notre Dame, I go to Channel 12. Or if I want to do this, you kind of have that ingrained in you, and you just. I think they've been two of the best. I mean, I think Nestler and before that,
Vernon Lindquist.
Yeah.
The thing is, the blue jacket with the CBS logo. Yeah. It's just great. Hey, tonight, Capitals and Yotes, as the Caps, who won the Stanley Cup in 2018, face a pretty hot Coyotes team that have won 4 straight, so they're going for 5 tonight. So that is, I believe, on the WB tonight, or I keep saying WB 61, but 61.
Yeah.
But let's get to our State 48 Roofing. It's your call question of the day for a free quote, repair, or you need to get that installed. Head to state48roofing.com.
Do you agree with the CFP committee's selection of the teams in the playoff?
No.
Simple.
No.
Either yes or no.
No.
64.7%. Yes. 35.3%. So just go to @Roc and Manuch and get your vote in. Rock calls it the Invitational.
I call it the Invitational.
Yeah.
Not CFP.
3
not
minutes.
a playoff.
Yeah.
The playoff. There'd be an automatic, right? spot for you.
That's it.
Yeah, this couldn't come to an end any sooner. Thank God next year we'll have the 12 teams in.
I still think we're going to have controversy next year.
Do
I think
you
we're
really?
always going to have controversy.
Not at the
It's going to be
top.
worse next year.
Yeah.
I agree with that, Shu. People are assuming just because it's 12 teams, it's going to be, everything's going to be fine now.
Well, the 13th
can I tell you-
team,
can I-
the 13th team is not going to have much to stand on.
But Jimmy B, the reason why the committee has been so, I would say, disingenuous at times in the way that they present this is everybody normally just focuses on the 1 through 4. And I think some of the more egregious stuff that they do on a regular weekly basis throughout the season is how they rank the teams behind them. You guys have talked about it all day. You leave Florida State out, yet you still say that Florida State is a better team than Georgia. Like those types of things don't matter this year, but they're absolutely going to matter in terms of seeding and where teams play and who they play next year. And so I think this is going to be worse because this committee has shown they have an inability to differentiate between the conferences and put these teams on an even playing field. I think it's going to be a disaster.
I think there's some politics involved we're not hearing
Too
about
much.
too. I mean, there's a lot of things that they're, because of this and this, we should vote this in. And we've never seen the criteria either.
No,
we've never seen that breakdown of the criteria.
This chaos has reached a whole new level. It's unprecedented right now where it is, how bad it is. I mean, when a New Year's Day Bowl gets Liberty and Oregon, that's all how this all to Shu's point.
That doesn't make sense.
How
for that
they're
to
how
happen.
they're ranking these teams.
I would agree with that. Doesn't
Liberty should not be playing Oregon in the Fiesta Bowl.
No, I would agree with that. And I mean, you look at. I mean, you can go.
You can't sell me on it in any way.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can sell me on that.
Well, that's a total head scratch. It's like, okay, why would you? I'd like to know the reasoning why Liberty is coming to the Verbo Fiesta Bowl against Oregon, and so if you want to see a complete blowout. And it'd be 42-7 at halftime, and people turn their TVs to something else at that time. That's not doing the Fiesta Bowl, the members or anybody a service. It's not doing Oregon a service. And then Liberty is traveling from Virginia, if they do travel.
Hey, what we learned today? Over 45,000 undergrads.
Yes.
And postgrads, another 45,000.
Wow.
Sure.
Impressive.
Where we all thought it was about 4,500.
Yeah, we did.
Wow. Hey, we'll do it again tomorrow. We will be out at Barrio Queen in Tempe. So come on out and join us from 1 to 4. And then BKD's Backyard
20.
Joint on Wednesday. Twin Peaks Camelback on Thursday. Right to it on Friday. But come on down. Join us tonight. Casino, Arizona in the CAZ Sportsbook for the